Hello, everybody!
Hello.
Welcome back to All Fun and Dice. This is episode 15. Don't have a fun anecdote about the number 15. It's nice. 5 times 3, good number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd number.
So we are going to just wait a second here. We're going to make sure the audio is okay, that you can hear me all fine before we continue.
Yeah.
I don't know
We'll
if
have to wait a
there's
few
any
seconds.
other...
We did add a delay on the stream, so I'll have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
A few seconds anyways.
Yeah.
We'll just dance a little
Let's
bit.
all just sing a song a cappella.
Bop, 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 bop.
Well, D&D.
Dungeons and...
Oh yeah, Ear's back this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
it's back.
Erie. Welcome back, Erie. We have
Welcome
all...
back, Erie.
I don't
All
know if
five
you're
of
saying
us
I was here
again.
the entire
Yeah, she was
time.
invisible last time.
She might not be sobbing as much this episode, so...
Yeah.
I mean, she could be.
I could be, you don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's gonna be an emotional ride.
Yeah. Just a roller coaster the
Yeah,
whole
roller
way.
coaster, yeah.
Are we good to go?
Yeah. I was just waiting for one of them to say the audio sounds okay.
But we got the go ahead?
I'm just waiting. For
Oh, was that...
So no, we're not
No,
gonna
no,
do
no.
it.
All right.
Sounds good. There we go. We're
Sounds good.
There it is. Alright, we're going to jump straight into the session then.
Cool.
So, last time on All Fun and Dice. From humble beginnings, each making their way down the journeyman's path for different reasons, our group of adventurers finally made it to the city of Von Drassel on the eastern coast of Kadareth. After navigating their way through the bureaucracy of entering the city and crossing between the southernmost districts, the Slopes and the Telerik, our party found rest. Our party members rested at the Patterned Trout, exhausted from the long day's travel. We now find our group resting in the lush beds, contemplating what to do next. And so, Lonan and Pippin sharing a room while Eerie and Gray, both in their large, lavish, underwater-themed clam water beds in the spiral tower, almost seashell-like, of the Patterned Trout. The lights are still on, of the weird glow from the ceiling, of the interesting crystals on the ceiling that are probably hiding torches of sorts. Almost a salty, watery, damp smell of the room, mixed with some nice herbs. Very relaxing. You guys are sore, you guys are tired. Pippin almost got in a fight with a guard last session, so a lot has happened. Eerie specifically, a lot of new smells, sights, more people than you've seen in your entire life in a single day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are the beds like water beds?
Yes, you guys once you guys flop down, you kind of like, woo, they're kind of like the pillows of the low tables of the rest of the Patterned Trout that you had been sitting on before.
So Lonan weighs way more than me, so I'm way up.
Yeah, and you're like down, and you're like
Yeah.
wrapped up almost.
Oh, are we sharing a clam bed?
Yeah, it's a one big bed.
Gotcha.
It's
Do we find out like? Okay, yeah. Never mind. I was gonna be like, what about Worthington? But he's at the thing.
Yep, you guys left Worthington, Delicious, and Greta, as well as your carts at the
The
Buck, I believe, led them all to the Emerald Meadows, which
Sounds lovely.
wasn't necessarily described to you guys very well, but you could imagine is a type of like stable.
A really awful kennel.
It's just a slaughterhouse. No, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Worthington.
Delicious.
No.
Is he delicious?
They're like, yeah, dinner's served.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so you guys are in beds. The room is beautiful. You guys got upgraded to this kind of more lavish suite.
I want to jump on the bed a little bit.
Yeah, so you and Gray both laying and you're kind of like making the bed
Yeah.
wobble. And Gray hasn't taken his armor off, so your
I'm,
side is
sunk
wobbling,
right
but you're really high compared to where Gray
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Oh, we're sleep.
now. Are you
You guys never said you were specifically going to bed.
It
You
is
kind of
the
just
middle of the
ended
day.
in a rest.
I
It's
thought
kind of...
because we said that we were gonna try to like go out at nighttime. That's what the idea was, right?
You
It's
can
up to
talk
you guys.
me in
Yeah.
character.
I'm pretty sure that's what we were saying. Well, looks like we're here. Lian finally made it to the town that we need to. Do you think that we should possibly rest before we go into nighttime?
We're already resting.
No, I'm just saying that I don't know if we're going to be sleeping or not, or just taking a quick little nap.
We can take like a short rest if you'd like. Maybe get some food.
Time of day.
You guys already ate.
Time of day.
Oh, we already ate.
It's also... It's like
I'm really
around...
hungry still.
It's like mid-afternoon. I would say 3, 4 o'clock. The sun is high. It's like a kind of middle spring day.
Would I know that, like, or in the city, it's better to travel at nighttime, so you're kind of like not really known, or is it like a pretty well lit city?
I'll let you. You don't know much about
Yeah,
Vondrasel,
no.
so I'll let you decide on what your best course of action is.
Well, I believe that if we were to keep myself so-called undercover, I think that traveling at nighttime is.
You only want to go around the city at night?
I mean, at least for now, until we kind of find out what's.
I was
going on.
hoping on getting to the Ochre Academy today.
And what time are they open till?
I don't know. It's a school, so probably they close at night.
Check Yelp.
Unless there's night classes. Check Yelp.
3-star review.
But I guess we can talk. Why don't we go into? I'm gonna go into Erie and Gray's room, and we can talk as a group.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Get
So
up.
you go up to the door, but there isn't a door handle, as you know, as your room. The strange sandal-esque like keys used to open the rooms are kind of like what the knob is. So there's no door handle on the door right now. So you can't just walk in.
I'll knock them.
I'll get it.
Hey guys, we wanna have a conversation as a group, and then I'll come and sit down on the bed.
You're just constantly doing this.
Lonan, what did you want to say?
So I was mentioning to Pippin here that traveling in the city at nighttime might be a better option, especially if we were going to be trying to keep myself undercover for now. I don't know if you guys believe this might be a good idea, but I definitely think so. And I mean, I'm not too sure how well lit the city is, but I think that it might be a good idea, at least for now, until we find out more if my name is spread around town, so to speak.
Well, we could do some reconnaissance work to find out while
Yeah.
we stay here.
Yeah, why don't you just stay in the hotel room all day, and we'll go do all the fun stuff in the city.
I don't know about that.
I feel like during the nighttime it'd be pretty limited on what we can and can't do.
Everything will be closed.
I'm not even
It
sure
might
if there's
even
a
look-
curfew.
It might even look more suspicious if we're just running around the empty city at
We're
night.
just like,
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, I can
Do you got any
stealth myself
potions?
pretty well, but
Just sticking around in the shadows of the
I
buildings.
can, I do know a sort of concoction that I can whip up that can disguise you for an hour.
Is that similar to the you dye in my hair?
I basically can, like, put an illusion over you that makes you look different.
Interesting.
It only lasts for an hour, though.
Enough time to possibly. Where would we go in the city to find out who's on the wanted list, so to speak?
Probably if
The
we
jail?
talk to some of the members of the Apposition.
Would anybody know this at all, Rob?
What?
Or no? Like, would
No.
I know that? Where to
No.
go?
Roll an intelligence check.
Would I know?
Would you roll?
2. Plus
2?
whatever.
So you would know that like possibly some inns might have a wanted sign. Maybe you can go to the guard station. Maybe you can go. You don't know where the headquarters for the Apposition is in the city. You're not sure
Okay.
if there's one in every district. You're not sure if there's one just around in the corner. You don't know if it's in maybe it's in the next one over.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not sure.
So, well, unfortunately, I'm not too sure, but I think that might be a good place to start.
There's probably like thousands and thousands of people here. I think you'll probably be okay.
Well,
I mean, if you have the option to change your appearance, then
that's what I'm thinking. Wasting a potion on myself though for 1 hour, I believe we're going to be traveling a lot longer than that.
if only,
It's not like I can do it every day, but it only lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
if only there was a way to change your appearance more permanently.
We could just do a makeover of Lonan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We can go shopping at a few
Cutscene.
stores.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I believe we're going to go under the name Northern Whitefang still.
Yeah.
Seems to be good to me. Should I? I'll continue. It's very hard for me to do my other accent, but I'll continue. I'll try my best.
Can you try it again? I didn't hear it.
It'll take a little time.
All right.
It was pretty close. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Very concerned about accidentally talking in my normal voice while doing
Do people
it.
recognize your voice?
The
They
thing
would
is,
never have heard you before.
Yeah. Most people haven't.
my
met you.
accent would my accent be
It's not like you have a recording.
You would know that you put on a more you push
More-
this
okay,
kind
I
of
did,
regal that
No one else here has a
atmosphere.
British accent.
Yeah, you push that kind of noble kind of feel.
okay.
So you know that the way you talk and the way you're used to talking is definitely has the it rings bells of oh, that's nobility.
Okay.
Because I wanted to. So, why don't, since we're all here on the bed, why don't we talk about what we want to do? Because we still have the rest of the day and the night in the city, and then I'm gonna take out 3 bottles of like purple liquid. I made these 3 health potions on our trip that were made from the group money, and we can sell them and get some money.
Might be a good idea to do that first.
Actually, I think there's 4.
Why don't we all make a
There's
list
4,
of
I
what
was
we
about to
plan
say.
on doing, and
That's what I just said.
but I'm saying individually as well too.
Oh, well, you can just talk it out. You don't have to write it down.
So first on the list, we're going to. First on the list, we're going
4
to.
health potions.
I like the
This almost lost in
implication
my
though,
bag.
is because Lona doesn't have like a pen and paper, so you took it out of Pippin's bag of holding
Okay.
to start writing.
First up on the list, sell 4 potions.
Someone can go do that if they want, though. Erie, could you maybe make labels on the potion for me?
Sure.
I was thinking something like Faust's Fixer Elixir.
Okay, I can try.
Sure, and I'll hand you all 4 potion bottles. Careful, they're $50 a piece.
Who here?
50 gold.
Okay, I'm gonna put them very carefully
So
down.
what's $1?
A sand dollar,
I'm gonna put them
sorry.
down not on the bed. I'm gonna put them like across the.
There's a little like stone, almost like coral-like end of table with a single drawer
Okay.
that you can set it on.
Okay.
Um,
How big are they?
They're about like this big. It's kind of like a round flask with like a thinner bottleneck
Okay.
with a cork in it.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry.
Who
You
here has
said
the
you said
best-
Faust's.
Faust's Fixer Elixir.
Are you gonna
Okay.
start right now, Erie?
Yeah.
Roll a. You're proficient in painter supplies, correct?
I'm proficient in calligrapher's tools.
That's exact. Okay, perfect. So you can roll a intelligence check plus your proficiency modifier.
To do.
Oh wow.
Not saving throw, check, remember.
Let me take a picture.
This would be
Oh, still
Plus proficiency?
0.
Yeah, plus proficiency.
plus 3.
So plus 3.
Oh, okay. 13.
13. Okay, pretty good.
You're writing.
So you haven't been writing a lot. You've been very focused on looking at other people's calligraphy recently while reading your book. But you still, the skill is still innately with you. So you do it's nothing like crazy fancy. It's very legible and very like clean, very cleanly done. And you do them fairly quickly while everybody. You can participate in the conversation still as it goes, but by the end of the conversation, it'll have them done.
So, if someone wants to go sell the potions,
I
think
wouldn't
that's
mind
fine.
helping sell them.
Who here has the best salesman pitch?
I
I'm gonna look down. Oh,
I'm just trying to
maybe
see.
I
What would that be under, Rob? Like if we did.
charisma.
Charisma? Yeah. Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, DM.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
name is Master.
I mean, I could get them sold, but
So I definitely, have the worst charisma.
I can get them sold, but I don't know how good
What
it's
is your
gonna get.
charisma?
0. I don't know how good, man.
Yeah, mine's even worse. I have -1.
What about you guys?
I have +1.
I'm
like
pretty
plus
sure.
3.
You got plus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these numbers?
I'm not much of a barter
Don't worry
though.
about it.
So, just, considering the fact that Erie spoke up first, I believe Erie would be my choice. I mean, seems good.
I'm fine with whoever. I'm gonna be heading to the Ochre Academy as soon as I can. I know that another thing that we can add to the list is you guys all need like documentation.
Yeah, I want to get that.
Gray, I don't know if you'll be able to. We could try lying or something that I've never done myself, but back in Yarhim, some people used to bribe the guards. So like if we have to go through another checkpoint, you could try bribing them.
Why me?
I don't know if that's such a good idea, but I'm just saying
Well,
that
why not?
if you get caught bribing the gods, this could be.
No, they don't. They want the money, right? They'll make more
Oh.
money.
You meant loaning.
Oh, did
No.
I say
You
Gray?
said green.
You said great, yeah.
I
That's
was
what I was
like,
Oh.
why am I?
I knew what you
bribing
meant,
any of
Pippin,
this?
Sorry, guys. We've been on the road
Yes.
literally for weeks.
Right.
I knew
My
what you
bad.
meant, Pippin, but I don't.
I've
But-
been huffing my potions.
I just want to say one thing as well. I mean, like, I know that we found this place and all, and we don't really know where we're going, but I do remember when we were talking with Melody, she mentioned a place that we can go to.
Melanie Ivern,
Ivern.
the Baroness.
That is-
Oh yeah,
That is correct.
she has a contact for us in the city.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the knoll is, but we can definitely kind of look for it.
The Null?
The knoll?
I'm not sure.
I don't know
The
either.
null, sorry.
I mean, we could either find out there. If we go to paperware, you can find out where everything is, really, right? Wouldn't that
Do
be
we
like
have
a
anything else that-
governmental building?
Yeah, we have to go. I don't remember. It's temple.
Yeah, the
A temple of wayward
I'm
souls.
sure they would know where the school is. They would.
There's
know where the
probably
mall
like a
is
whole
and
bunch of
everything.
brochures on all the things you can do in the city.
Yeah, kind of like a
Maybe we could get.
vacation.
Yeah, maybe we
location.
could get a tour guide.
Yeah, that's correct.
Might be a good idea, actually. I mean, it's been a long time since I've.
And maybe we can
I don't even know
save
if I've
per
ever
money
been.
per night.
No, you
You know.
haven't. We
Never
established
been
that last time. It's been a long time since I've never been here.
Oh my god.
Well, so is there anything that you guys specifically want to do in the city?
I don't really have a plan. I never really
Yeah.
planned to come here in the first place.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
the same.
I thought one of our ideas was to purchase a new cart as well.
Oh,
too.
we
Yes.
do want a new car
Let's not forget about that.
with like some cool spokes.
Yeah.
Let's not get too
some,
carried away
some
here.
underlighting.
Pip and keep this between us, but just as a surprise. But maybe we can buy a little present for Vitril. Something that he does not have inside of his cabin.
He will actually pop out after you finish your sentence because you said his name
Yeah.
as a small ferret,
Oh, hello.
and he's gonna like
Don't
squirm
you have to
around.
be touching it for him?
No.
No, then to go in. But when you say his name, he like.
If
he
you
comes
say the
out.
command word, which is his name, he'll appear.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he's like a ferret, and he lands on the bed and kind of like sinks around and can't stand up, right? And he's like
I'm gonna
falling all
freeze
over.
the bed.
With
Yeah.
my hands, flip him upside down, and pet his stomach.
And like his
long
eyes
hat.
are really
Yeah.
wide for a second, and then he's just closed.
Yes. We'll get. I don't think he knows how to spell. We'll get him I don't even know how to spell vitriol. We'll get him a present.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You can like feel him, like you can't hear purring, but you can feel him like vibrating.
Aw,
Oh.
a little kitty.
All
So
right.
where should we start?
Well,
We don't all have to go together. We can break up into groups.
Who's
Cover
gonna come
more of
with
the city.
me?
Okay, who wants to go where first?
Well, I'll go with you, Erie, to sell the potions because I might not be so good at talking, but I do know all other properties,
Okay.
and I will know if you're being swindled by a apothecary.
I think that's a good idea. I don't want to go by myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where should we go?
well, I mean,
You guys could go get paperwork.
I don't know. Should Lona go there?
Why not?
The whole lie and stuff.
Well, he doesn't
We should
have.
probably go there with a group.
Do you have like paper on you that says you're loaning?
do I?
You do not.
I do not.
Well, then there you
Somebody
go.
wallet.
Just say you're not loaning.
The trouble is,
Don't walk in there and say, I'm not lonely.
I thought we were gonna wait for a disguise and stuff.
that's kind of what I was curious about too.
I have to stay with you.
Then at that point, I believe that we might go together. And as of right now, me and Gray could go out looking for a car to purchase.
That's fine. Yeah.
We'll only find a price, and hopefully, should we be bringing the money with us, or should we spend our own money and then?
Here, take the snow globe. There's a bunch of gold in the snow globe.
Should we wait and kind of see too?
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, if we go see those other people that know Melody, it's hard to say what deal discounts and.
So why don't you guys go look for a cart and try to find out some information about the city?
Sure.
Maybe where the null is and where our contact is.
And where the school is.
And me and Erie, yeah, that too. And
Okay.
me and Erie will go sell some potions and see.
Sounds good to us.
Do you want to get identification? Maybe
Yeah, I guess I should.
we can meet. Maybe we meet. We should all probably go for
Yeah.
ID together.
I mean, it'll be helpful around this whole continent, right?
Why don't
Or
we
just
go?
the city.
Why don't we go there first, get some ID, and then once we all get ID, then from there we can split up. We need to get some sort of idea. The city's rather large. I don't want to be lost, you know.
Okay.
So it might be good to find our way, pick a spot, say let's meet there at such and such a time.
Well, why don't we meet back at our inn here at sundown?
The problem is our inn. Is our inn in the middle of everything, or is it kind of at the outskirts at the beginning of like the city?
You guys would know that you guys are in these the second most southern district, so you're kind of central-ish. There's no really center district. 'Cause
Okay.
There's 4.
So
But you know that you're towards. You're not sure how wide it is. You haven't seen a map. You've only seen it from above, so you can only really guess. But you know that you came from the Dawning Spire area, so you're closer to that river, the river Solaris, than
Okay.
anything.
So we are kind of in the middle-ish, kind of. As
From
I
what
mean, it's
you
hard to tell
know,
from what we know yet.
Yeah.
So that might be a great idea as well too. Phosphate, I like it.
I love it.
So I agree, Pippin. Let's all plan to meet here back at what time are we going to meet here at?
Sundown.
So upon going, getting our documentation, from there we will be back here at sundown. If anything happens, should we go looking for each other? I don't think anything's going to happen, but
Well, I guess if one of us doesn't show up, then we know something's wrong.
I
agree.
agree.
Here, I have
So you gotta keep with your buddy.
I have some little experimental things to give everybody for the trip.
okay.
Here, Lonan, you can have this, and I'm gonna hand you this like little tiny flask that it's like not as big as a potion. It's like just a sip, and it's kind of like just like bubbling. Like it almost looks like it's like more gaseous than liquid.
Okay.
This is a swiftness elixir,
Ooh.
so this will make you you'll be faster. So if someone like figures you out, you can try to drink it and run away.
I ran away. Okay.
Here, Eerie, you can have this one, and it's like a similar bottle, but it's like a red like elixir that's like full of like filaments. This is a boldness elixir, and it gives you. No, I can use my spell slots.
Oh, okay, so you did that. Okay.
Yeah. And this one gives you extra attacky stuff that'll help you during a fight.
Extra attacky stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's just like really complicated alchemy. And
Okay.
here you go, Gray, and I'll give you a green one.
Oh.
This one will just heal you.
Do you have
Perfect.
the idea of how much it actually gives like movement speed and stuff?
How much movement speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 feet.
Extra?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Now,
what's your school's name again?
the Ochre Academy.
Oak Hill.
The Orca Academy.
Orca. This
Yeah,
is like
the killer whale. Yeah. That's how you get in.
What's the password? All right, Eerie, are you ready to go do some shopping?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna take my hand,
Let me skip on.
and we're gonna leave.
Alright, Graham.
We gotta grab
let's set
grab
up
the
then.
potions from
Yes.
the corner on the table.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Tenaculum.
wait. I thought we were going together to the thing first, then split it off.
Nope.
Nope,
We're doing individual activities.
we're on
first.
already.
Yeah,
Bye.
goodbye.
Yeah, right now.
They already skipped out the
Wait,
door,
Yeah.
Who has the room key?
I have our room key.
I do that.
and you have
I
yours.
do. Okay, good. I locked up the door.
Yeah, I lock ours too.
It kind of locks automatically
Oh,
when you
perfect.
close it. Yeah,
It can feel us now. It knows.
it just knows. Yeah, the door's alive. No, okay.
All right, so we're in two groups.
Okay.
Hey.
Who wants to go first?
Doesn't matter.
I guess that's not for me to ask.
Yeah, no, I don't know why you're asking. So, Gray and Lonan, you guys can go first.
All right.
Embarrassing.
So, where are you guys heading? What are you guys looking
So,
for?
looking at, we walk outside of our inn. Is there like signs that are showing us where we're going?
There's lots of signs, but a lot of them are in languages you guys don't understand. There's a
Before-
variety of different cultures and peoples living in this area. The Telerik is a very diverse place. Even just stepping outside, the sights are different. Like the architecture of every single building is different. But even the smells. As soon as like you turn one way and you hear like you smell the spiciness of like one herb, and you turn right and you get a whiff of like something else, and it's just like an assortment, a blend, like a hodgepodge.
Maybe we should go back in. Let's go ask Kira Korea. See if she can just point us in the right direction.
Yes.
Concierge.
Make sure to check with her and ask exactly where we might be able to find a card salesman. And are we looking to find? Do you want to find Melody first and then go from there?
I mean, if the knoll is in a different zone, we're probably not going to
Yeah, I
get
don't
through
think
that.
that's such a good idea.
So, I mean, we're only getting information first.
I'll
so-
stay here. Maybe you go and I guess check real fast.
I'll go look for Kira.
Okay, so you can walk right back in, and it is kind of like it's much busier of a place now than it was before. It seems like the dinner rush is kind of slowly trickling in. People are finishing work for the day, or at least the people who work at that hour. But you can still see Kira, but she looks quite busy. She's like pouring a lot of drinks and getting things ready and getting food across the areas. But still with her kind of like relaxed, slow gaunt, her like long jellyfish-like dreadlocks trailing behind her.
I'll just be like, Kira,
Oh, yes. I didn't get your name last time.
it was great.
Gray. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Gray.
Thank you.
What can I help you with? Do you want something to drink?
Soon, but I was curious. Information station in the city for.
Information station.
Is that going to be the tower? Is that the thing you were talking about last time?
Oh, I don't think I directed you guys anywhere. But if you're looking for information,
Mhm.
the Temple of Wayward Souls is the
Okay.
best place to go for tourists.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're-
Enjoy the
You're
dinner
welcome.
service.
Do you know how to get there?
I'm assuming the big thing in the city.
What do you mean the big thing?
Temple is pretty big, right?
It is, but it's a larger, lower building.
A larger lower.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
can't, honestly, if you go down the streets, you can't miss it.
Oh, perfect.
Don't worry.
So
head,
just-
head towards the docks.
Head toward that. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Well, I'll see you tonight, I'm sure.
All right, we'll do. Enjoy.
I will.
I'll go outside.
Well, so what did they say?
They said we can't miss it. We just have to head toward the docks.
Talk about the knoll you were going to?
No, talking about the temple for more information.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, from there we can ask about a Kurt salesman, hopefully, and the knoll, and maybe the school too.
Remember, let's have a secret word. Considering Worthington is not near us, say the word Worthington if anything gets a little bit scary. That'd be a good idea.
Just like jumps out of the shadows.
Yeah. He bites my arm. He bites my arm.
Someone's like, "Hello, nice to meet you." Gray's just like Worthington. Worthington.
I stab him with a
You say it 3 times in the mirror.
You shoot the guy
Okay,
with an
something
arrow.
that you guys, I will remind you, none of you guys have your weapons on you. Pippin has all of them in the bag of holding because you were
Okay.
asked to put them away while entering the city.
Which
Yeah.
we should
So
really
I
have
will,
them
I
in.
will remind you
You're
that
not allowed
right
to
now.
carry them.
Yeah,
We just have daggers, right?
you guys, yeah, all your big weapons. So if any of you guys had daggers or, I imagine you probably didn't give up your arrows, but and like maybe you might have your dart still on your
Yeah.
eerie. Like those things, those can be like concealed, kind of. It's just like you're not allowed to carry a huge bow on your back. And like while going through the city, the only like the most weapon-like thing you've seen is probably in the slopes. You've seen some people with large forge hammers, but other than that, no one has had anything large and weapon-like.
Do the guards have weapons on them?
You notice that they have some like sheaths or very like crossbows on their sides and stuff like that, but it doesn't, they don't look like they look more ornamental. Maybe they're meant to scare, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like Nerf crossbows.
not what I
Foam
said.
darts.
Alright,
Yeah,
well,
good job.
let's go then, Gray. It seems to be a nice little city that and so I don't think anything bad's going to happen, but at least we're together and
Yeah.
just in case something does.
Do you have like
So-
a hood or something?
Yeah, I have my cloak on.
There we go.
I
And
have-
you haven't changed it since,
I
so
haven't
it's all
changed
as
it.
the cloak. It's all as the hood.
So, I guess I'm gonna match it to like the surrounding area that we're in right now, like the specific area of the city. So, what kind of colors are there?
The teller specifically.
I mean, for like people that are like walking around, like do they?
Like, are you looking for like
Is-
people that look like you, and you're trying to match it to that?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
exactly, yeah.
Roll a perception check for that, because there's a lot of different people. So like,
I want to like go with like say if you're downtown at like a bar and most people are like dressed up or something like that. Like I want to kind of match with that. If for the people that are walking around, or is it just kind of like everybody's wearing whatever they want?
it's a lot. You see that certain peoples are wearing different things. You see that a lot of tridents are wearing very minimal, almost like I would say like islander type clothing, very loose, very flowy. While you see a lot of tabaxis, they wear a lot of more like tight, like leather kind of vests and shirts and stuff like that.
Investigation, you said, sorry.
Perception.
Perception. 18.
18? So you don't necessarily see any shifters around. Maybe you think that maybe you see some turning corners or like walking down the street, but as you know, shifters kind of blend in fairly easily with other like just humans
Okay.
and other things. But you see humans, and they're dressed in like a typical garb of the rest of Kadareth, like a.
Okay.
Um,
I'll try to match with the first person that walks by.
so the first person that walks by is kind of wearing a simple, like a simple homespun like white shirt with simple like brown pants, but he has like pretty ornate, nicer looking cloak, and actually he has a scarf wrapped around his neck. It's
Okay.
kind of like a yellowy, almost like mustard kind of color.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will match with that.
Okay, so you kind of put on that same
Yeah.
outfit, maybe not exactly, but
Once
it's
again, I'll spin.
Yeah.
And then do it.
What is this? What is it called? The charlatan's wardrobe.
charlatan's wardrobe.
Magic items.
Let's go.
Looks great. Alrighty. And then I'll walk.
Yeah, you guys would know that east is towards
Yeah.
the ocean, which
Okay.
you would imagine that's where the
I
harbor
would
is.
assume we wouldn't want to go
West.
back the way we came.
Exactly.
So
Isn't it west?
we.
I meant west, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we-
keep saying east, I meant west.
West.
Yeah. I think in my intro I said eastern edge of Kadareth. You guys are on the western edge of Kadareth. Alright, so let me like errata that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pippin dies. So, you guys head east. Head west. And you guys, the buildings, if anything, they get like more chaotic. you guys, there's no like semblance of architecture or city planning at all. It looks like someone just threw a whole bunch of like even dice on a table, and they're like, that's where the building's gonna go this time. And over there is a huge coliseum, but like maybe not like a coliseum, but maybe like a larger domed building. Well, compared to it over on the right is another one of those strange seashell buildings that you would recognize as like a Triton architecture.
Okay.
After probably you guys would guess, roll a quick, I'll say survival. Let's roll survival checks on both of you.
Ooh.
Survival.
Yikes.
I'm very survivally, and that is 11.
3.
So you guys are having a hard time getting through the city. Gray, you've been in cities before, and it's not anything really new to you. But the architecture of this place is very strange. The princedoms that you're used to are much more like well thought out. A lot of the cities are a lot newer, and the older ones themselves even are more like you just are kind of used to how they're laid out. They all have a similar feel to them.
Genius architecture.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely superior to anything here. But you managed to navigate decently. But Lonan, you've only really been in like a small, almost like resort town, basically, your whole life. So you don't really have much bearings to go through in these large, winding, like disorienting streets.
Okay.
And so you kind of lead everybody astray. You lead Gray astray a little bit. But you do manage, after probably maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, the sun is starting to set, and it's kind of just starting to touch the horizon. By the time you guys see some, it's slightly higher than a lot of the other buildings around it, but I wouldn't call it anything near towering, but it's almost a large gray stone building with, and you can see windows patched, a lot of lights lit in them. But no large doors, and you can guess that you're on the back of it, and you guys would guess that this is probably the Temple of Wayward Souls.
Well, I think we found it.
Seems to be. Shall we head in?
Well, we have to find the door first, but once we do, let's go around and try to find it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it only takes about like 10 minutes to manage your way around to the front. And as you guys go around, you can see that it's not quite a large square stone building, but more of a U-shaped with little hooks going in, almost like a beta symbol. Not beta, an omega symbol, upside down. And when you loop around, you can see a large, like blooming courtyard with a like fenced-in courtyard that leads towards the center of this building that you would imagine is the entrance.
Well, this place is pretty cool. Do I see any signs or anything?
You don't see any signs, but you can see that the gates are open.
Is there a guard?
Yep, there is. You can see with the typical like pink and blues of the apposition that you've seen in the city, standing with a kind of a halberd kind of position on either side of the gates, which are open.
Alberts.
Could I just approach him and say, "Excuse me, sir, is this the Wayward Soul?"
Oh, it is.
Oh.
You,
I'm
Enter.
looking for information. Just go where in the building?
yep, there'll be plenty of people inside to help you out. That's
Thank
what they're here
you.
for.
All right, let's go.
So then we'll walk in.
What's your name again? Your nickname?
I'll whisper to him, no, Nolan Whitefang. So it's Nolan Whitefang, isn't it? I'm
Yes.
just going to say a lot for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. The guard.
He
What?
just and goes
You're
and
who?
announces his name. Nolan Whitefang.
Make way. Everyone's just bowing.
I'm like the guy that cleared the spot up for like a few kilometers.
Yeah,
Yes, the herald.
All right, let's go. Let's go look for some steps.
Okay, so as you guys enter, you walk through the courtyard. It's very well groomed. You have the the scent of fresh cut grass, the budding like roses that are around you, and the scent of flowers. It's a very nice scent. It's almost like you step out of the city into almost a smaller town that you guys are used to. Just enter into this courtyard. It's very welcoming. It's a very welcoming atmosphere. But as you enter through, you see a large set of wooden doors that you hear shut, and you see kind of a little man scurry off to the side. Looks like maybe around. He's not really walking through your path, but you see kind of exit that door.
But he shut the door?
No, he shut the door. But you heard it like creak open and then shut.
Oh.
Not slam, but like just like a.
Oh. Do we knock?
Should we go in there and knock first, I'm assuming, when we get to the door?
I'm just gonna like try knocking.
Nothing.
So
You gotta wait a minute. Nothing really occurs from that.
Did he go to a side door?
Looking over, you couldn't see before because it was kind of blocked by some trees and some bushes, but you can see that there is an assortment of different smaller doors. That these ones don't really have a traditional locking system on them. They more have just like large, almost like door knocker handles that you can pull open. But then you can see that the side doors do have like what appears to be more common, like a knob and lock on them.
You want to try one of those sad doors?
We can just go through the one that he just went in.
Yeah.
So we'll just open up that and.
So you guys are going to go to the side door or try to open the big one?
Go to the side one and just use the knocker thingy.
So try. No, the side door. The big door has the knocker. The side
Oh.
ones have the knobs.
Oh, should we do the knocker?
I think we should do that. Yes, I think so.
Alright.
So I'll grab that and like ting 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 ting.
That's the one you just knocked on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay then. Let's go to the side door.
Paying attention.
I go and I try the knob.
It does not turn.
I knock on that door.
Okay. After a few moments, you can hear like a couple locks moving, and the small man that you saw enter. Hello?
Oh, hi. I was just wondering, is this the wayward soul?
Yes, it is. Why are you here at this door?
I don't know.
This is for the clerks.
Is the main door supposed to be locked? Are you guys closed?
Oh, it's not locked. You just have to open it.
Oh, like push it?
Yeah, you just pull the knob.
Oh, sorry, we did not try
Oh,
that.
this is our first time here. I didn't see any instructions.
Of course, no
I'm
worry.
sorry.
Gaia will be inside.
Okay.
She'll be able to help you there.
And it was Gaia?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, Sister Gaia.
Alrighty. Let's go try this again.
Okay.
So this time I'll go up to it and I will pull it.
Yep, and it pulls open. It's a little heavy because it's a large door, but it
Yeah,
opens
it's
fairly
like-
easily. And with that, we're going to take this shortcut, and we'll jump over to Pippin
You
and Yuri.
you guys went into like the employee only door.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we're going.
Doors
Sir,
are
you can't
very
be back here.
difficult. Yeah.
Alright, so
I thought so just... That's fine. Okay.
so we're just walking through the streets. So Erie, are you feeling better?
A little bit, I guess. It's pretty overwhelming to be
I know there's
honest.
tons of people. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, and as you push through a large, like, it's a group of, like, large, like, bull people
Okay.
stepping through, like,
Bull
large
people?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to be kind of just like hugging myself, like trying to be as small as I can
Yeah.
to not bump into people.
Even so, people are kind of, they're not, like, hitting you hard, but it's kind of like the brush past shoulder to shoulder kind of traffic.
Yeah.
Because these streets are fairly narrow.
Yeah.
Like you know that your cart was kind of taking up a lot of the walkway even as you were going. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think is a good spot that we can sell these?
Probably we'll see if we can find some sort of market square. Maybe we could ask somebody. Excuse me, ma'am.
And you see, and as you turn, it looked like a typical halfling woman, but as they turn, you can see they had a large beak, and the hair that you thought it was actually feathers.
Oh,
Yeah, like a small like parrot woman.
a parrot woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Hello.
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 I was wondering if you could give me directions to the nearest market.
Oh well.
That was Saber's.
Yeah. That.
Bless you, Saber.
Yeah. Well, the midnight market is just down the road there.
Are they open right now?
Oh, that's just the name. It's called the midnight market.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Don't worry.
Thank you. God's bless.
Yes.
Why do they call it the midnight market if it's not open at midnight?
That's honestly such a good question. Maybe we
This whole
can.
place confuses me.
It's okay. You'll get used to cities. They're really complicated.
I guess if I stay, it's taken us a long time to get here, and I've walked for a long time. I don't know if I should turn around at some point.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm only supposed to be gone for a year.
Well, it's only been a few months.
Passing of time is hard to keep track of
Yeah.
sometimes.
Are you gonna go back to your people?
Maybe, I don't know. I wrote them a letter recently. I have some questions, but I guess it depends on
Maybe.
the answers.
You know, you might be able to. You might be able to have somebody send them a message magically.
That would be nice, because it takes a lot of money and a long time to send a letter to where I'm from.
Yeah, I know. At least in Yardham, where I'm from, you can. I don't think it's cheap, but you can basically pay some like powerful clerics to send messages for you.
Mm-hmm. Is it expensive?
I never did it myself. I just did like normal snail mail,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess slug mail in my case. But I'm not sure. We can try to figure that out at the market.
Yeah, maybe we can if we have time.
Because I know if we end up heading back east, maybe we could stop at Yarhim and I could see my dad, and then we could go see your people too. Because we actually are pretty close geographically, like our hometowns.
Mm-hmm. I never really ventured that far until this year after my birthday, but
Yeah, you just totally like ran across the whole continent.
it's a rite of passage, you could say, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like your Rumspringa.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well,
So as you guys were walking, you actually feel a lot more relaxed being
Yeah.
with Pippin. And you guys walked for about 10-15 minutes, finally able to turn the corner that the small parrot woman directed you towards too. And you see large, dark purple cloths draping over the tops of carts and booths and different things. And you hear the sound of like spatulas and knives clicking together, and you hear the smell of like cooking meat. And you see people and you hear them shouting their wares, and you can imagine that you approach the midnight market.
I guess this
that's
is
why-
it.
I guess that's why it's called the Midnight Market.
Do you want to get a snack
Yes,
first?
I'm so hungry.
Okay, it smells like really good over here. Let's go see what they've got.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you look around, you can see a lot of people here. You can see some familiar faces of some dark-skinned orcs with their deep forest greens. Next to some more of the familiar shark people, mixed with like someone with some weird spikes on their face, but again of the similar race
I'm gonna go up to the orcs.
of the orcs. Oh, hello there.
I'm gonna say in Orcish, hello.
Oh, hello. It returned in Orcish. And you hear this guttering, like, kind of very, like, hard language.
It's been a while since I've had Orcish food.
Oh, well, you're in luck. We have some tubed specials. Tubed sandworm.
Sandworm.
It's not the freshest, but it's still good.
It's been a while since I've had
Yes.
sandworm. Can I have two?
Two?
One for me and my friend
Of
here.
course. And he'll
Here,
take...
you want sandworm? It's good, don't worry.
Sure.
Alright.
So the orc man will yell something in Orcish, and you'll understand that it's like he's like yelling at his like assistant. He's like, "Go faster!" Ah.
Good
And
old-
after like a minute or so, you can smell a familiar scent, and it's very bitter to you, Eerie. A very bitter.
Good sandworm.
No, it doesn't smell like rancid or bad. It's just very like aggressive. As he pulls up two skewers that have like almost like triangular bits where the end is like a rough purple scaly texture,
Ooh.
but the inside is like almost like a single homogeneous like almost like gooey. Like imagine like the texture of brie
Oh.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Is it like on a stick?
on a stick.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And that is going to be 3 copper pieces.
I'll
Sure.
pass over the copper. I'll do
Oh.
my treat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Ian.
because he raised up like 3 with his finger.
Okay.
And I'll say in common, what tribe are you from?
That's right. I'm from the prickly cactus,
The prickly cactus
Yes.
tribe.
which of course sounds much tougher in Orcish.
Okay.
Which you're like
I'm
scared.
just
You're
like-
like, oh my god.
Are you familiar with the Forgotten Scar clan?
I haven't heard of them in a while.
Oh, alright.
Oh, they are the Forgotten.
Yeah,
They're a smaller one.
just wondering. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Enjoy.
And I'll take a bite of my sandworm.
Then I'll drop the coins in the pouch.
Okay.
And it's biting into it. The smell is kind of very deceiving
I'm
on
just
the
gonna be
set.
sniffing it first.
Yeah, and it almost feel like fills your nose with almost like it almost burns as the bitterness enters your nostrils.
Interesting.
Yeah, they ferment it for a long time before it's ready to be cooked.
Okay, I guess I'll try. And instead of taking a bite, I'm gonna kind of like turn my head and do that thing where you're like, and I'm gonna just like drop it over my shoulder.
Oh my god.
So,
And it just splats on the ground. But you guys are far enough away from the cart to not around.
is there some sort of like service center in this market? Like a little like help desk?
There wouldn't be in this. You would know that this kind of bazaar wouldn't have anything. This is almost like it doesn't have like sets where people are. Like people come and there's like some set, like there's like the tarps are always kind of up. Like in the big like the magenta and like dark purple cloths are always around, but people kind of just bring their own booth or cart and set it down where there's space.
Can we try to find a like some sort of like medicine tent or like an apothecary or something?
Yeah, both of you guys, if you guys are working together, you guys can either one of you guys can roll perception or both.
I will let Eerie roll with advantage then.
Oh.
Oh, oh.
Do you have tonight? Yeah.
So it's only 15. You said perception?
Yep.
18.
18. So as you approach, it takes a little while. It's very loud, very hectic. Again, the kind of shoving nature of the city has gotten even worse here because it's a more like you can imagine that this might have been a square at some point, more of a circle, but a big gap in the buildings. But it's kind of been like taken over by this market, and so you're very, very shoulder to shoulder. You're paying a lot of attention, just focused on keeping with Pippin. But you do eventually see, even though you can't read the text that it says, you see some very familiar looking like flask designs on a sign off to your right.
We should try there.
Okay. I guess you do all the talking. I will. I'll listen. I'll nudge you if something's fishy.
Oh, that makes me nervous. Okay, let's do it.
It's okay. You got this.
Okay. Walk up to the...
And as you enter in, it's kind of it's not as open as some of the other ones are. It's kind of almost like a separate tent of kind of like a beige kind of burlappy texture in the middle of the market with the sign in front of it. So you'd have to go into the tent.
And we're going in here to sell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. Then walk inside.
So as you enter in, you're kind of accosted by this strong scent of incense and the burning of like sage in your nose as soon as you enter and you look. And it's fairly foggy with like the smoke of these things burning inside of it. But you can see that it's fairly empty, but you see a large bear-like figure sitting in the room, like cross-legged, surrounded behind a like makeshift shelves full of herbs and different bottles and assortment of different things. You can see some pickled eyes of different creatures, as well as like a long rope from the ceiling having like different like skeletal creatures hanging down from it.
Creepy.
Hello! Hello! Hello!
And the figure will move and it'll kind of put its head up, and you'll see some like black and white markings across his face that you guys wouldn't know, but as people you would recognize as panda markings of a large bear.
He's a panda bear.
Greetings, travelers.
I'm going to be like...
They're sitting, so they're actually like sitting down cross-legged. There's still like a head above you. Yeah.
Oh, is he really fuzzy?
They look very, very soft. They're not like there's not like a rugged texture to their like fur. It looks very well groomed. They have it's not just like their hair grows into an actual like style down of a longer like thing that's put into a ponytail.
Oh, do they have a little piece of bamboo they're eating?
No.
Oh.
Ruined our fantasy.
I'm imagining that anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. But you do see a small cup with bamboo in it.
Okay.
Up to the side.
All
So
right.
his snacks.
That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. He's his snacks.
Yes.
Um,
Hello there.
Hi, my name is Eerie, and this is my good friend, Mr. Faust.
Hello.
Hello.
Faust.
Faust.
I think
Faust.
both pronunciations are
Eerie.
acceptable.
And we have something we think you might be very interested in.
Yes.
It's called Faust's Fixer Elixir,
Okay.
and we'd like to show it to you. And I'm gonna like elbow Pippin, be like, pull it out.
And I'll pull it out like a display, and I'll be like,
Vanna White.
yeah.
And kind of slowly and like the bear will lean forward and look at it.
I'll hand him a bottle.
You probably have nothing like this.
Well, what does it do?
It
Health potion.
is a health potion.
Ah, interesting. The purple, it looks like it's made with local ingredients.
Yes.
It is the most local and fresh.
And you're looking to sell.
That's right. For the very reasonable price of 60 gold each.
And how many are you looking to sell?
We have 4.
And so, like, I just want to make this clear. Erie's talking, but Pippin's off to the side showing all of the symbols, and Erie's just talking. Okay, I want to make sure that's actually what's happening here.
That is exactly what's happening.
Whoa.
And I'm like, you're doing great, sweetie.
Let me introduce myself before we barter. I am Eleanor.
Nice to meet you, Eleanor.
Thank you. And you were looking to sell all of these. And you
Uh,
say 60 gold?
Yes.
That seems a little high. What are your qualifications? Are you part of the guild in the city? The alchemists are quite snooty at times.
I myself am not a member of the guild.
You're just the face.
You could say that. I
And,
am
like,
a
they're
business
called-
partner. This
And
is
the
my
big
associate.
four will kind of leer over you. So you are the alchemist?
That's correct.
Can I see your sigil?
Sure. And then I will hand over my my clansman guild document.
Ah! I recognize this. I should have known. I've heard of the great Gilligan Frost.
Oh, that's my father.
Wonderful man.
Did not know he had children.
Yeah, I'm adopted.
You know, I met him once when he passed through here years ago.
I was probably with him.
Yes.
Do you remember me? I was probably like this tall.
No, he was alone. 7 years, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think that makes sense in my memory of the timeline. But yeah, I'm classically trained, and I do have some other backgrounds.
Didn't realize he was an alchemist.
Oh, he's not. He just knows basic artificery. But I was trained by an orc wise woman.
Well, that seems quite diverse.
Yeah, she had some crazy ideas, but you know, I learned what I could from her and developed my
All
own.
of you here in Kadareth have some crazy ideas of alchemy.
Yeah, I've noticed. I ran into an artificer on the road.
Laugh.
I
You got that right.
I ran into an artificer on the road who was making a moving suit of armor that he called an automaton or something like
Well,
that.
that sounds stinks much more of the Princetons than anything else.
Yeah, it was quite strange.
Ugh.
He was asking an exorbitant price for it as well.
Ugh.
But anyway,
Let me
I'll let
guess. 500 gold pieces?
I actually don't remember. It was like
I
closer.
feel that it was much more than that.
Disgusting. A pure scammer.
And it
Pure
wasn't
scammer.
even complete.
Speaking of, I believe 60 might be too high for these pieces.
The lowest we could go would be 50.
50 sounds good to me. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
We're just fine with that. As long as you promote Fost's Fixer Elixir to
Well,
let them know exactly who made it.
how about this? 45, and I shall carry it in the store if you ever have more, without question.
Let me confer with my associate.
Okay, so we'll kind of huddle together.
Yeah, and Eleanor, she will lean back and kind of just close her eyes.
Oh, Eleanor's a woman?
Her name is Eleanor.
Yes.
Well, so? Names don't have gender.
You just assumed because it was a large figure that it was a man.
It's
No, pandas are all boys in my mind, unless they're pink pandas. Okay, Eerie.
Yes.
My thing is I don't know if we're gonna be staying in the city very long.
Right. So do you want to just stick with 50 and...
Probably just stick with 50.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully he keeps the label on. You glued it really well, right? Like, if
Yes,
he
I
peeled it off, it would like be all messy, and you'd have to scrape it off. It'd be like a
yeah.
really bad idea.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You know, I'm not sure we'll be coming through again anytime soon. I think that we're firm on the price of $50.
Well, $50.
Sorry,
Is that
50
the
gold.
Turn? Gold.
I'm not from here.
Yeah, neither am I. That sounds good to me. Thank you both.
I'd like to reach my hand out to shake.
And the hand, her hand, encompasses almost all the way, halfway up your forearm.
Yeah.
But as it closes down, it's very delicate and soft.
Okay.
And it's
that was
not
my
an
main
aggressive.
goals. I just wanted to touch her fur.
Yeah. And it's immaculately soft.
So nice.
You've pet a lot of animals in your life.
Okay. Softest.
Plush, like a cloud.
I'm picturing it.
I reach back and pull back, and I'm upset I didn't get to.
You pulled back after?
Yeah, I was too scared.
Okay. Well, let me get the money for you, and you can be on your way.
Okay. I'm just gonna look around kind of
Yeah.
while we're
And
waiting.
you'll see just the assortment of different things. You can see that you missed it in the smoke, but there are some like taller bamboo plants that are like almost like growing up to support the tent. And they're kind of instead of poles. But you will see, Pippin, Eleanor will actually pull out all the bamboo from the cup and reach in and grab. It's 50 gold pieces each
So that'd be
for
200.
200. And she'll take out 20 platinum pieces from in the cup
It was a disguise.
and give them to you.
That's cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Stay
Eleanor.
safe in the city. It can be dangerous
Very
for
nice to
two
meet
of
you.
your
Rita.
size.
Thanks,
Well,
Eleanor.
if you need me again. And she's gonna pass you a small like metal. It's not. It almost looks like a coin, but it'll have a symbol of a paw print surrounded by flames. That is my builder's mark.
Your maker's mark. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you, Eleanor. I might
Thank
come visit
you.
you in the city soon. Maybe we could discuss potion
I'm
recipes.
sure we have some things to share.
I'm gonna say you're my favorite person I've met so far.
Could I touch your fur?
Of course you can. And she'll raise out her
And then
hand.
I'm gonna also just like
I'm gonna like rub it on my face.
And it'll say,
I'll be like,
that is enough.
I
Okay,
get this
thank you.
all the
Yeah.
time.
and she'll like bow her head.
yeah,
As
I'm
you
gonna
guys
bow
leave.
back.
Okay, and now we'll jump back to Lonan and Gray. You guys enter the door and you guys walk into a large atrium-like room at the beginning of this with a large, like a circular desk in the center of it. That you can see behind, like it's almost like a tower of like a big rack with papers just scattered all into it. Very
Yeah.
orderly, but like full of paper behind, and there's someone like writing at the desk
Just one person.
quickly. Now you can only see one person right now, but you can kind of hear footsteps, and as you look up, you can see that there are like balconies leading onto this atrium that you can imagine
Cool.
probably wrap around to the other wings of the area. But this looks like the main area where it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like a place where we walk up, or like a line, kind of like?
Yeah, you guess. It looks like there doesn't seem to be a lot of people in line. You can see some people milling around, but there's only one person at a desk right
All
now.
right. Let's go over there.
So this is what we're gonna find out if we can. Okay, well let's go. So
Yeah, we'll just find stuff out here, I guess. I walk up there.
And the person will look up, and it appears to be a woman of some sort of, you would guess maybe elvish descent. She has some slightly longer ears, but not quite as thin and like wispy as the woman you met on the road or Willowa would be. And with large, like bottle cap like glasses that look very, very thick. So it makes her appear to have huge eyes. Yes.
Oh, hello. Are you by any chance Gia?
Yes, it's Sister Gaia. You
Oh,
can call me
Sister-
Sister.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm a first timer in this area. And
Yes, where did you come from? Did you come from the sea?
The Prince system.
The Princedoms.
The Princedom.
My, when did you arrive?
Ooh.
She writing that down?
About.
Yeah, no, she seems to be writing something. She like flipped she like grabbed a different piece of parchment
Okay.
and dipped a pen.
Does like 2
as
or
soon
3
as-
months sound about right?
Yeah, you arrived at the beginning of winter, so you would say this is probably maybe your 4th month.
About 4.5 months.
4
ago.
months, and you're just coming now.
I haven't made a chance to a big city.
What? Oh, so you didn't arrive in Vondrassil?
No. Yeah.
I have to write that down. And what is your name there?
My name is Gray Proudmore.
Gray Proudmore, okay. And what is your reason for being in Kadarth?
Just travel, sightseeing.
Just travel sightseeing? And what is your identifier? What can you show me to prove that you are you?
What would I have?
You would have some marker from your military days.
Okay. So I just pull out my military badge.
Yes.
Mean my sergeant rank.
Okay. Well, I see. You're on leave, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yes. Not here for any nefarious reasons. The Princedoms have never really liked us in Kadarth.
No, ma'am.
I didn't like how we were more successful than them.
No. Just travel.
Okay. And she'll kind of like press that down, and you didn't notice before, like a kind of like a tub of wax, and we'll make an imprint of the badge and pass it back to you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that is good. Give me a moment here, and I'll copy all of this down, and you will have your writ for the
Oh.
city.
Thank you.
And she'll write it down quickly. It takes probably about a minute to copy. Here you are.
Oh.
You should be able to get through the districts now. You seem like a respectable sort.
Thank you. I mean,
And is this one yours?
he's a friend of mine.
Do you have his papers?
No, he's free.
He's free. Do you have your
My
paperwork
understanding.
there, Shifter?
Unfortunately, I do not have my
I
paperwork.
do not have your paperwork. That is gonna be troubling.
Name is Nolan Whitefang, however.
Nolan Whitefang. Interesting. I have not seen a Whitefang around in a while. They stay small in the forest. What was your purpose for leaving?
Just no family to be near anymore.
No
Just
family.
Kind of pushed away from there, so shunned away, I guess you can say.
Shunned.
Yes.
Interesting. And what is your reason for coming here to Von Drassel? Are you looking for work? I could write up a writ that you can sell to someone.
No, I'm not necessarily looking for work. Just looking to, just with friends
Just
and
traveling.
traveling
here.
along the way.
Of course. Well, I believe you shifters have some sort of object you carry for your people if you're from the woods.
Do I have that on me?
You aren't from the woods.
Yeah, I know I'm not. So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of,
you know you
I'm
don't.
trying to think of is there anything in? I don't have. Oh wait, I don't have my bag with me anyways.
You would have your bag. You just don't have.
I'm trying to think if I
Weapons.
have anything left in there. I was gonna. There's nothing in my bag that's made out of wood that I can think of. Right?
I'll let you. You have a couple seconds to improvise
Yeah,
something.
so unfortunately, I lost it when I was leaving there.
Well, I would suggest coming back. I cannot write you up a writ. You're just wasting my time here. You can't have ID without your identification.
Understandable.
Did you leave it at the hotel or the?
It's possible that I left it
maybe?
at the inn that we're staying at.
We
We
could
have-
always come
Well,
back later.
You can come back in the morning, I guess.
Give me until the morning to go find it, and I will definitely return.
Oh, I want to.
Oh.
And I guess if you come back tomorrow, you won't waste all of my time.
While we're still talking here, I was just wondering if you would have some information about the city.
Well, of course, the information I'm always willing to give.
Oh, perfect.
It is why I'm here, of course. It's my true calling
Oh,
to
perfect.
help and give information for others.
All right. Well, I'm honest. I'm looking to find out a few things. Number one, is the Knoll a district? And if it is,
Ooh.
where is the Weeping Sparrow?
The two of you have most definitely not been to Von Drassel if you think the Knoll is a district.
No, first
The
time.
Knoll is the center of the whole city, basically.
Oh.
But it is not in the center. I might have been a bit confusing there.
Okay. Is it in the Tilrak district or no?
It's not in one of the districts. It's between the two. It's between Seraphim and Opaline.
Seraphine and Opaline.
Yeah, Seraphim and Opaline.
Seraphine.
Which I'm imagining you didn't enter the Opaline if neither of you have your identification. You probably will not be able to enter if you don't have a reason for being there, especially without ID.
You mentioned that we can come back in the morning. What time do you? Are you?
We'll be open all day, but I won't be around. You will want to wait till the morning for me to be back.
Yeah, I'd like to speak directly to you.
Yes,
Considering you know
I would come around noon and I shall be back.
Around noon. Very well.
Yes.
And how about the Ochre Academy?
The Ochre Academy, that is close to the Null in the Opaline district. It's just the one next to here. If you cross the river Apex, you should be able to get there quickly. It is on the other side, though.
Okay, and I'm just curious, for the Ochre Academy, is it a big building, easy to find?
Well, it's a bit more blends in, but you shouldn't have an issue. You can ask someone on the street, I'm sure, to get there. The directions might confuse you if you don't have a map.
Oh.
But what is
Do
your
you
reason
sell
for
maps?
going to the opera? We do sell maps here. Would you like one?
I would love one.
It's 1 gold piece for a map of Von Drassel.
You know what? I think for all the struggles we put you through, that's worth it.
Okay.
What about
Thank you. The donations are good. It helps keep the temple running. Thank you very much. And she'll give you.
Oh.
It's not a huge piece of paper. She'll reach under the desk and ask you a small scroll.
Okay, thank you. And on this map, I'm just curious, does it point me to maybe like a cart vendor?
That's just more something you want to ask around.
Yeah.
But
Any
if you're,
district's better for it?
it depends on the service you want. I would suggest Opaline. It has the best of the merchants and the best craftsmen.
Okay.
Yes, if you want something incredibly high quality, I would go to the Gildus Square. You might be able to go straight to the Carpenters Guild there.
Okay. Anything local, kind of like used carts, stuff like that?
Oh, I would suggest probably here in Telerik. You'll be able to find something. But it depends on the shape you want. If you want something that has 2 single wheels, you might want to see a Trident Folk. But if you want something more traditional, I'm sure there are some
If-
humans in the area.
if there is a possibility that I can't seem to locate my wooden piece, is there any possibility that I could get my papers?
Well, if you're willing to, I could possibly write you up into an indenturement to this fellow here. He has the right background in order to own you in a way.
I don't know about that. Gray is
Well,
more of a friend.
If you can't find it, then that would be the only option. You shifters, especially from the Dogan Woods, I've met a few of you. You definitely have a sentimentality towards your totems. I'm surprised you don't have yours on you.
I normally do, but unfortunately we left quite quickly once we arrived at the inn.
Roll deception.
Oh.
You are lying.
That's it.
12.
12? Well, come in the morning with it then, if you have it.
Very well.
Well, I would like to thank you for all your
Of
help.
course. Oh, I believe you asked one. I didn't answer one of your questions. I think I didn't tell you where the Weeping Sparrow was.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. Well, the Weeping Sparrow is also in Opaline. It's one of the higher end inns there. But I will warn you: if you don't have an invitation, you are not getting in. So I hope that you're asking for a reason.
We do have a contact that sent us there, so
Well, then
hopefully
if you know their name and they know yours, you should have no problems at the door.
perfect. I think they sent letter ahead of time, but that should be good.
Then that
And
should be perfect.
what was that like district for craftsmen? What was that called?
Opaline and it is the Gilder Square.
Gilder Square.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
if there's anything else I can help you with,
That would be all.
of course, may Leanzot see in your favor, and you have all the answers you may ask for.
Sister, I appreciate everything you've done so far today. We'll catch you tomorrow and hopefully bright and early.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Go on, go on.
Good day. I use the map to follow my way back to
Yep.
the place we are.
It takes you about half hour to 45 minutes to make it back. You don't know exactly.
Yeah.
The pattern trail
No,
isn't like
you really look like a
labeled,
tourist.
Yeah.
but you
Just
know
like-
the area. You kind of like remember the way the roads were,
Right.
so it takes you way less time to get back.
I get lost with one turn, then I just follow back.
Okay, and you guys make it back by sundown.
Great.
We'll jump back to Eerie and Pippin. So your interaction with Eleanor did not take an immense amount of time. So it is probably only around maybe like 7. So the sun has just kind of set. It's I almost said twilight. It's like dusk. So the sky is a beautiful color. Do you guys want to do anything else?
Well, Eerie, that actually went way quicker than I thought. Is there anything you want to do?
I don't know. What is there to do here?
Well, basically anything. Are you looking for maybe, I don't know, like maybe a brothel, or like some sort of? Do you want to gamble? There's some gambling dens probably.
I wouldn't mind trying that.
I don't know if they're in this district, but we can ask.
Okay.
I'm basically just, I need you guys to get your papers so that someone can come with me to maybe cross the city and find the academy.
I guess we could do that too. I could go get my papers.
Well, that's where Lona and Gray are.
I forgot that I was supposed to do that. I got kind of distracted by the panda.
We might actually run into them on the way.
Okay, let's go. Let's go see if I can get my papers.
All right, do you want to ask for directions?
I'm like just walking.
Yeah.
My papers.
So
Oh, right.
what? So
I'm just gonna grab someone who, not grab, but like.
you like tap someone on the shoulder,
go.
and it's actually going to be you're going to tap what you think is a shoulder, but it actually is like the rear end of a horse.
Okay.
But but the creature will turn, and it appears to be like a centaur-like creature.
Oh,
Not too tall. It's taller than you.
interesting.
Like the shoulder, like the back, their hind, like their haunch is like this at the height of your shoulder, but so they kind of tower. But it is a like a kind of gruff-looking man with like you can have a lot of like tattoos over their chest, but not doesn't look overly threatening.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi. I need to get my identification papers. Where do I go?
Oh, the Temple of Wayward Souls is where you were looking for.
Yes. Which way?
Oh, you go towards the docks. You can't miss it. The large gray stone building.
Which way are the docks?
The docks are west.
Which way is west?
No, close his eyes. That's where I'll
Okay.
point you down.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we'll walk in that direction.
Good job, Eerie.
Thanks.
You're getting a hang of this.
It's very hard, but it's confusing
I acknowledging your improvement.
Thank you.
Roll survival. Did you guys?
Survival.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
just
that.
directions.
Yeah, direction. Yeah.
I'm like, what's that?
Erie, no, you fuck.
She didn't survive.
Ooh. Not
Yuri
good.
hasn't eaten
That
for
was
like a week
really
and a
good.
half.
25.
Oh,
7.
so, Pippin, you as much you've been in cities before, but again, even like the mishmash of this city is kind of different. You're used to having some sort of logic. Like Yorham is very much set in it was a very planned city, so it was very set. It like has its square blocks. You can walk anywhere and find where you would need to go. But this city you're kind of lost. But you let Erie take the way, and Erie, you don't know what it is. You have gotten a lot of confidence in these past couple encounters, just asking these people for help. And you don't hesitate to ask, and you stop and ask a variety of characters, from humans to some more these bull type characters, to like all across people. And you manage to find your way there pretty quickly.
Pippin, follow me.
Alright, you know
We're falling
best.
behind.
Sorry.
Pippin's like stumbling.
There's just some really like cool rocks.
Yeah. But as you're going through the city, you see again a wide variety of characters. You see what it looks like a fox man with like colorful painted face juggling on the side of the streets. You see some like small, even like tinier halfling children calling out from the little tiny booths set up at what looks like probably their doorstep with like a variety of like homemade lollipops on the counter. You hear heralds shouting, "Extra, extra! Hear all about it! I present the leaders in heated race to lead city guard! Extra!" And they're like waving papers around.
Wow.
Yeah. And you pass just a variety of different shops and inns. Again, only about reading like maybe even a quarter of what the signs say. Just amidst the bright colors and interesting smells.
Did we run into that
I was
one
just
or
gonna say,
what?
did we run into each other?
I'm following the map for the best route.
No, because yeah, you guys are taking a fairly efficient route. Well,
Just
you were
missed.
kind of like wandering, and you're like almost like someone's like, "Yeah, if you cut through this alley, you're gonna get there faster." So you're like jumping like through these areas that
Okay.
they're not thinking to go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So it's full dark when you guys get there, and you see a very similar tall, towering.
Oh, it's night?
Yeah, because it was already like
Oh.
the sun was going down when you guys.
We better hurry because we're supposed to be back at the inn at sundown.
Okay, I'll try not to take too long and I'm gonna rush in.
Alright,
Yep.
I'll wait outside.
Okay.
Okay. And so you rush in and you pull open the big door, and you see the same big towering atrium with a large almost like spire of like papers within the circular desk, and you see a small goblinoid looking man standing on the desk writing.
Okay, is there a line or anything?
Nope. Again, people milling around. There's one person talking with him at the desk right now, and it appears to be some sort of turtle,
Okay.
just standing there, like talking. But it doesn't look like this too. But it looks like they're in the middle of something. But
Okay.
other than that, there's no
I'll
line.
just wait.
Well,
patiently.
it only takes about 10 minutes before the turtle slowly meanders away. Yes, ma'am. I can help you next.
Hello, yes, I need to get my papers.
Yes. Where are you from exactly?
I'm from a long ways from here. I forget the name.
You're from the Ondu jungle.
I am from the Ondu
Oh,
jungle.
the Ondu jungle. Interesting. Very far. I didn't realize humans lived there.
I'm the only one.
Okay. Do you have any identification to prove that's where you're from? A town, perhaps? A town name, at least?
Well, I mean, I'm from the. Hold on.
D&D, everybody.
Hold up.
D&D.
So I'm asking you guys for all of your plot information?
Yeah. Don't forget
And
our
it's been
sponsor.
a really long
Just kidding.
time
We don't.
since I've
All Funny
sent a
Games is
name
their
of
sponsor.
my-
Yeah, our sponsor, me.
Where did I write down the name of my temple?
You can think of it on the spot if you can't remember it now.
Or just make up a name or something.
The Erie Temple.
Yeah, the McDonald's temple.
McDonald's
The
Temple.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys aren't helping.
I'm from Burger King.
You're not helping me.
She worked in the drive-thru. Can I take your order?
Well, I don't remember the name of my temple, but it was, we'll say it was the Crouching Tiger Temple.
Wow. Very original.
Hey,
Crouching Tiger, interesting. Well, do you have any sort of symbol or anything from this temple?
I'm gonna pull out a flute my flute that I made
Yeah.
from the jungle trees
Okay.
and be like, I made this while I was there, and this is the symbol of my temple.
Do you want to show everybody the symbol of your temple? On the back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
That's on the back of your thing?
Yeah.
Do I have one of those?
You're not from a
You're not
temple.
from a temple.
Oh. Cool.
Wow.
So that's
From
cool.
the Crouching Tiger. Are you sure that's the name? You
That's
seem
one of
quite
the-
nervous.
It has
about
many
that.
names.
Yeah. That's what outsiders
Give-
know.
Give me a moment. I recognize the symbol there.
The shadowy
I believe.
snake.
One of many names.
Guys, it's been like 3 months since I came up with this name, okay? It's been longer than that. It was before we moved.
Oh, that's the Temple of the Ever Sky.
Okay, great. That's what it is.
Yes. You seem quite nervous, but you wouldn't just have this kind of flute. I recognize the wood. Well, let me have the flute again one more moment. And again, they're gonna shoot. The goblin man will like walk over to the clay, and you won't see. It'll be like a fresh slab, and he'll roll the flute in it to like get
Okay.
that symbol on it. Well, give me a moment. I can write. What is your name there, dear? I didn't catch
Erie,
it.
my name is Erie Derek.
Erie Derek. Let me write that down. Okay, give me a moment here. I can copy your papers out, and you should be able to go. What is your reasoning in the city? You never mentioned this
I'm
at all.
on my year-long journey. You may know that in our temple we take a year at the age of 16 to explore.
I don't know specifically that tradition, but
Oh.
I've heard other monks' temples have
Yes.
something similar.
So I'm just traveling as much as I can.
Of course. Well, here are your papers, dear. You should be able to cross wherever you need to. Stay out of trouble. I know monk use sorts. You like to create some sort of brawls when you're here. I wouldn't appreciate it, and the opposition wouldn't either.
I would never.
Yes, just be careful there.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm going to rush
You're
out
welcome.
and be like,
Nice.
"Where's my papers?"
We gotta go. It's getting late.
Okay.
So you guys run back. You guys arrive at a little bit after sundown, but Pippin and Erie are not there.
Oh. So on our way back, I was trying to. You switch over there, but I'm talking to Gray.
Okay, yeah,
Gray,
Ripley.
I have no idea what I'm going to do about my symbol sort of thing. What am I going to get a wooden totem? I'm not too sure exactly where I'm going to get this thing.
What does it even look like?
I have no. Do I know?
No.
I have no clue. I mean, should I just grab something from the local mart and tell them that's my totem?
I don't know. Would you want to stop at like a general store and see if they
I-
have like
is
a
there
used
anything
den or
on there?
something?
What?
Is there like a general store on the way?
There are like tons
Like
of
my
different
question
stores.
is, instead of going back, what I was hopefully trying to do is like find a place before it closes and like get one and then go before the morning because just
What?
You know, those like novelty shops.
That's what I'm thinking
That's
of.
what I'm kind of
Roll-
thinking.
That's like a little key ring.
Yes.
Part of it. Here's
Both of
my
you
totem.
Both of you roll perception.
Oh,
Only you need
nice.
someone who is proficient in woodcarving.
Yeah,
20.
I was thinking that the whole time.
22.
Okay.
Perception.
I
Well,
stole this.
Well,
Perception.
So you are looking around and you see a lot of very different things that could be, but you're not seeing anything that would help. You're having a hard time reading a lot of the languages. Where you don't know how to read a lot of foreign languages. You're very much like a common guy. Like that's what you grew up reading.
Common type of guy.
Monolingual all the way.
You only know one language?
No.
I know one more. I
Yes.
think it's Draconic.
Yes. But
Yeah.
Draconic is oddly it's not as common here
Yeah.
in Canary.
Did I find anything?
You don't see any kind of shops, but you do see finally, after you've been looking all day, you finally are able to see a tall shifter man with what looks like, and you can tell it's a shifter because it has some small, like what looks like baby kind of antlers growing out of his head,
I will-
walking down,
I will
walking
approach-
down the street.
I'll approach the shifter.
Yeah.
Good day, sir. Sorry, good night, I guess, right?
Yes, it is the evening. Hello.
I have an odd question, and I mean, tell me if I'm pushing the boundaries a bit, but I'm
Well, of
curious if you know or have something known as a wooden totem.
Well, of course I do. I'm from the woods.
Yes, as am I, but I seem to have forgotten mine, and they are needing my papers. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to, the usual, be in, part of my friend here. Even though we're friends, he would technically own me. That's what she's telling me to do, and I'm trying to like, be like, you know how it is around here, sort of thing.
Roll deception. I'll let you roll with advantage.
Oh, thank God.
And you're better.
You rolled a 3.
12.
12. Well, if you're from the woods, you should at least have a totem. But it's quite disgusting what they try to do to us here.
I can't imagine
I
how.
worked for years to get out of my service. Ugh, those mines were disgusting.
It's hard for me to get my papers without the totem, and unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find
Well,
it.
what's your family? I'm Fawnwood.
Sorry, I'm my White Fang.
White Fang.
Very uncommon name, but
White Fang. I haven't met many White Fangs. They're from the north, and I'm more from the southeast. But I believe that they normally use the carving on the tooth of a direwolf as their totem most of the time.
yes, the carving of a direwolf. Yes.
Yes, I'm not sure what the symbols necessarily would be. I think it's more individual than that, but generally the tooth of a direwolf.
Am I right there?
Is
Yeah,
it?
you're like literally in the conversation.
Ah.
I'm just like, where are we gonna find that?
Well, yes, but the problem is that I don't know where I'm going to find mine. If I tend to lose it, I think basically sitting in a city, not able to move.
Well, I don't quite know where you can get something like that. Direwolves aren't really hunted in these parts.
There
They're
doesn't
more of
seem to be
sacred
like
animal.
a woodworker around this area, and we're also trying to find somebody who possibly would be selling some
you're
cards too.
doing this at the Temple of Wayward Souls, I imagine.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. They're not going to accept much forgery there, especially if you're bringing them a wood totem. They know their stuff.
I don't know if this is rude to ask or something, but could I see your totem?
Well, of course you can.
Oh, what is it?
And he'll pull out it's a fairly out of like a bag on his back. He'll put out a large it almost looks like a cutting of a smaller sapling, but it's a round piece of wood that has burnt into it like the symbol of a jumping elk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like carved. It's like.
It's like burned in.
Okay.
Yeah, with a very precise work. You can tell it's burned just because that's it can't be done any other way. But it's very smooth and very elegant.
And you'll.
Yes, and this is from a very specific kind of birch tree, and they would know that. They're very knowledgeable at the temple there. Those prelates of Lianzot.
I seem to forget the type of wood that the direwolf or the White Fang would be made
I
of.
said it wasn't wood.
Sorry,
It was a
tooth. Sorry.
It's
Yes,
made from the tooth of a direwolf.
Right.
yes. They believe that you should know from the woods they raise direwolves there.
It's been a long time since I've.
You poor thing.
Yes.
The city's really getting to you. Even that voice you're using, it's not your own.
Quite odd.
It's a shame. Well,
Well, I guess that should be all. Thank you for your assistance, sir.
of course there, Mr. White Fang.
Nice to see you. And I will hope your travels are well.
And a confused look.
And you guys say goodbye and both walk in the same
Okay.
direction.
No.
I'm just gonna be like, dude, what are you gonna do?
Oh no.
So as we walk
Are you
away,
supposed to have like a fake voice?
Yeah.
no, only not
Where was
not
that
right now. We
before
decided that
the
we're not going to
ringing?
be doing the voice. Yeah.
What was the?
It was the
Howdy,
it
cowboy.
Was, had the cowboy voice. Yeah.
Ow.
Well,
Alright,
Gray,
so what are you gonna do about that, eh?
Gray, it seems as if I am in
Deep trouble?
deep trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. This does not seem like I'm going to be unless we find somebody that can possibly.
Burn an image into a dire wolf fang that we have to find.
Right. And where are we going to find a direwolf tooth? I have no idea.
And we don't even know if it looks the same.
That's the problem. I don't even know what it would look like. I hate to say this, and I don't know if our friends would be too understanding,
Are you saying snuggle you in?
but I would like to possibly consider the fact of. I mean, and I know that
Wait a minute.
other shifters.
What if you just hide in the globe? Why don't we just put you in the globe and go across customs?
This
Fucking Gray. Oh,
You're not there, Pippin.
sorry. I know I'm not there. This is.
I mean,
Nick.
who needs
as
papers?
I was about to say rob the shifter, as I was about to say rob the shifter, I believe we should. He says in the globe, and I'm
Just the
like,
most extreme.
Yeah, you're like Gray is a kleptomaniac.
You can take it.
Grace like, we'll put him in the globe. Loden's like, I'll murder him.
Loden's like up behind the guy with his knife.
that is
Oh
a
my god.
brilliant idea, Gray. Brilliant. I should have thought of it myself But yes, that seems to be a good idea. Let's go back and find out where they are. And just out of curious, it's getting rather late. I hope they're not looking for us at this point.
True, we did make an extra stop, but let's get there, see them first.
So we'll hastily run back.
You guys will actually like see each other walking down the street well past sundown. Both of you guys late, but you see both groups like speed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm
guys.
sorry, we're late.
Listen to this bright idea that Gray had. Gray had it. We realized that unfortunately in this situation, I am not going to be able to get papers. There's absolutely no way. There is one way that we can do it, but it is not going to be happening, and I'm not going to even mention it. Now,
I don't even know.
Gray had a beautiful idea. Why don't I go inside the snow globe? Mind you, I can only be in there for an hour, so you're gonna have to make sure that.
That's such a good idea.
Gray, take all the credit you need. Because
Great.
It's a beautiful idea.
Pat on the back for you, Gray.
Let's get to where we need to be.
You don't even like feel Pippin's hand because it's so dainty
Yeah.
of a pat.
I have a firm pat.
You just like hit my chainmail.
Yeah. Ow. Well, you know, I think it's time to eat some cool Triton food and then get it in for the night.
Oh yeah, I got some information for you too.
Oh. All right. Well, tell me over dinner.
How did the sales? Oh, then we'll go. I guess we'll go to eat
Yep.
dinner.
So you guys can go in. Kira actually isn't there anymore, and it is it's a very thin-looking man with like a long, elongated face with kind of some like sharp-looking teeth. That like very looking slimy-looking guy,
Ooh.
like physically slimy, not like.
Not a bad guy.
No, he doesn't look like slimy. He like looks slimy.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Pippin's like.
With like a longer torso.
Did you end up selling the potions?
Yeah.
Ah.
I sure did.
Did you get the price that you needed to?
Mm-hmm.
Sure
We have
did.
200 gold for
Wow.
for the group.
How much longer are we planning to stay in the city? It would be nice to possibly make some more, if you could. I don't know what the.
I don't think I can. I'm all out of materials.
Well, why don't we go to a shop and get you some more material?
It'll just take me a long time. I made those over the course of our journey.
Right. Well, anything that you could possibly get. This is my idea, is that I think that we should take that gold, if we do not get a cart that is, and possibly reinvest it into getting Pippin some upgraded beakers. I'm sorry, I don't know the term. That possibly can help you make them faster. Would that be possible, or is that not something that you could do?
I think it just takes the amount of time that.
Yeah, the beaker just holds it.
Ah, I'm sorry.
It's this that makes the potions. So right now, our group fund, we have over 300 gold.
I'm not sure that's enough for a brand new cart still.
I think it might be.
I think it is as
Well,
well too. Right?
The guy at the fair was going to charge us 500.
He did mention
Yeah, but
that
he
was
had
charging
like an insane cart.
Yeah.
So I found out some information about that
Like
too.
there was like a fridge in it.
So
What's
had a
the
mini
fridge?
fridge. It was just like a
Xbox?
salt bucket.
a computer.
But so if we want used, it's
Bluetooth.
definitely going to be here. If we want something better, it's probably going to be in the Gilders Square, and that's going to be in the I think that's the Opaline district, and that's where your academy is, and that's where the Weeping Sparrow is too. So that's
What's
where,
the Weeping Sparrow?
That's the place that we were sent to. Apparently
the
it's
contact?
high. Yeah, it's like super fancy, super everything. We can't get in without somebody telling that we're going. So maybe
So we're gonna have to all get dressed up.
I don't know. We just go and knock and say, "Hey,
So
what's her face sent us?"
so everything that we need is in the Opaline district.
Yeah, and the knoll, I guess, is in between the Opaline and the Seraphim district, but I think the Opaline is next, so that's where we're going.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll put on our finest, and you'll get in the globe, and then we'll cross the river.
We have to time it right.
You
right?
guys-
we only have a certain amount of time. I think.
So,
hour.
and I'm going to try to convince Pippin.
Role play it.
Okay, so Pippin, you have to understand that approaching the gods and approaching these security barriers, you must understand that you've got to play along nicely with them.
What do
Asking
you
them
mean?
questions or being sort of in the smart sense, just kind of obey and nod as much as you can, because I know that you like to be a little controversial at points, and I don't know if it's going to be that welcoming.
I feel like I'm being called out right now.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, we all have our papers this time.
Yeah.
It should be rather easy.
Did I do something wrong?
No, just
I thought she just was like unsatisfied. I don't know. That last guard poked a hole in my paperwork.
Yeah, that was not very nice of her. Well, just remember, we only have 1 hour, so perhaps one of you guys can speak can keep track of how long I've been in there, the worst thing that could happen is, and my question is, if I'm inside, you'll know more than anybody, if I'm inside of the snow globe, 1 hour goes by, do I just appear inside of your bag of holding?
I don't keep the snow globe in my bag of holding, but I could when we cross over.
How big is this bag of holding?
It's an extra dimensional space, so you would kind of just be like floating around all of my bottles and stuff.
Would it be like okay, so you have a snow globe, all of a sudden I appear out of it, I'm in the bag, would you be able to see me in the bag? No.
It's an extra dimensional space.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
no
so-
words.
So worst case scenario, what you're saying is that if I appear outside of the snow globe, I would still technically be hidden, you just would be...
Yeah, but there's only like 10 minutes of breathable air within the bag of holding before you suffocate to death.
Okay, well...
Risks
let's hope it
are
doesn't
meant to
come-
be
let's hope it
made.
does not come that way.
So hold your breath,
No, that's,
or eat your dinner.
then I'll just eat that.
And
Maybe.
it's like a weird octopus dish where it's like the like, curled around like tomatoes, the
Oh
herbs.
god.
And you're like all splitting one.
We're all gonna have upset bellies.
Is it lit? Is it like a lot? Is it like...
No, it's like you can tell it's cooked. It has like
grab our arms.
it has like grill
Or
marks on
dinner.
it.
And maybe when you're inside there, he can try to keep track of time for you, so you know when.
Mitchell,
hours
you mean?
in. Don't say his name.
Oh, sorry.
A small frog appears on the
A
table.
little icy frog.
Mitchell, I'll be seeing you soon.
I'll smash the
And then
frog.
he goes back inside.
No.
When doesn't he disappear?
You're gonna smash Vitriol.
Well, like when we hit him, doesn't he poof into snow?
Yeah, he poofed away. You
Okay.
Well, did he
Those
say
are
his name
nice.
again?
Oh, sorry, Vitriol.
and he comes back as like a swarm of bees.
I'm sorry. Well, so I guess that's it. Tomorrow we'll go to the Opaline district and do everything we need to do.
I mean,
Sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
All right. I'll prepare a bunch of potions in the morning that we can use. The elixirs that I gave you guys, they're kind of like an active solution, so it wears off at the end of the day. So if I could just have those back, I'll make you new ones tomorrow.
oh, can I just drink it now?
Yeah, go for it.
It's like an energy drink.
It actually like
I
just,
just
tastes
did
like
my-
water for you.
You don't
'cause
want to drink
the
it?
effect doesn't. You don't need
I
the
mean,
effect, so
I
nothing
want to go to
happens.
sleep. I don't really know if I need
Alright,
to
here you
have
go.
extra. What did you say
Fighting
it was?
capacity?
Extra
Swiftness.
attacky stuff right now?
Yeah, you don't want to be all juiced up before
No,
bed?
not really.
Is there any way that you could make me an elixir that would give me the ability to, I don't know, breathe longer? I'm not too sure. You mentioned about... I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give you a bottle full of air.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get imprisoned.
I'll
while
hand,
we're going
I'll hand
through.
back my elixir as well.
Oh, no.
Alright.
So everybody gives the bottles back.
Yeah.
So now you guys head up the spiral of the weird seashell tower that is the pattern trout up to your rooms. You guys lay down. You like undress, kind of, because you're sharing beds tonight.
Yeah.
Still have my armor.
You sleep in your armor. This
Yeah.
is why Gray can't.
I'll
sleep.
take my shirt off and you'll see I have no belly button.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just this like weird gray slate.
It's nice, there's a little bit of abs.
A little bit of hair, even though like you're an elf. There's
Yeah, a
bit
little
of hair.
trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Like
you guys
that
lay down
trail
for the night, for your very well-earned rest. And with that, we're going to take our break for the evening. Awesome
We'll be
job,
back.
guys, so far. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes max. Don't forget to stick
Stick
around.
Down.
Hello, everyone.
We're back.
Welcome back to session 15 of All Fun and Dice. So, right before the break, our party, some of them have managed to acquire some of their identification, while they concocted a plan in order to get across the river Apex in order to enter Opaline, where a lot of their goals for in Von Drassel are located. You guys just all lay down to rest in your beds in the patterned trout, and you guys rest pretty easy. The beds are very comfortable, although foreign to you. You guys are used to, especially now, you're used to sleeping on the ground or on the cart and in the sort of other places. You guys have a very good rest. Even you, Gray, feel a lot more hopeful than normal waking up.
Nice. Still have bags though, right?
Oh yeah, those are permanent.
Does the clamshell close? Can we close it at night?
You can attempt to.
I'll like reach up. Is there like a handle?
No.
I'll reach up and like try to like grab the outside, but like not latch my fingers in.
Roll a. Are you gonna try hard?
Animal handling.
Are you-
Because we're in a clay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Pippin.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna try to do it like rough?
I just like, well, I don't want to crack it, break it. I'll just probably like just block
Just
the
pulling
block
on
the
it,
light.
it doesn't move.
Block the light. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we're in there.
Well, the light you can like turn it. Like you can attempt to turn the light off if you want to.
That's
Is there a
okay.
switch?
Once we get enough
No, you can go look at the lanterns if you want.
before we get some sleep, Pippin, perhaps I should at least practice being inside the globe. I was only in there temporarily. What we should do is go in there.
Are we laying in the dark right now?
Kind of. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I think that'd be nice if we practice. If I go in there and I know exactly, because if I'm correct, is it longer inside the snow globe than it is outside the snow globe?
I think it's the same time.
Is it the same time?
Yeah,
Do we know?
I know.
Okay. Well.
Oh, do you want to see if you know for sure?
Yes.
Roll Arcana.
I do. That would be 12.
12. You have been in it enough to know that it seems like time passes the same.
It does pass. The
Yeah, it
same.
doesn't. It doesn't seem like an alternate
Okay.
dimension.
Do you want to go in?
I think I should go inside.
Do you want to go together?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Alright, I'll take the snow globe
wait,
between
no.
the bed with us.
Before we do anything, we should definitely inform the others that we're doing this because
Why?
we mentioned that we would explain to them when we're doing these things.
They're sleeping, probably.
All right, well.
Lonan, you made the rule up. It's okay if you break the rules sometimes.
On the inside, I'm like shattering right now.
You're the one that's like, we need to tell each other.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we need to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Worries
here, Lonan,
homicidal.
you go inside the snow globe. I'll go tell them.
I can tell he's lying at this point.
Roll insight and roll deception.
I'm not really. I'll roll with disadvantage because I'm not really.
No,
trying.
just roll normal.
I'm 19 plus whatever.
13.
No, you win.
Yeah. So I know he's lying.
Yep.
Although I know you're just joking around, Pippin. I touched the snow globe.
You have to say his name.
Visual.
And you get sucked in.
Alright.
And you appear in this nice, calm, snowy landscape of Vigil's cabin. And he is actually outside the cabin right now, chopping some wood.
But it's not cold in here because it's just fake.
It's
snow.
like cold, but it's not like uncomfortably cold.
Vitrol, how you doing today?
Hello there, boys.
I'm not in there.
Hello there, lad.
My name's Lonan. I'm not too. You know who I am.
Yes, just lad is. Pippin told me lad is an acceptable way to greet someone.
Well,
Yes. No.
he is correct. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to be spending a little bit of time with you for a while.
Well, that's exciting. Well,
we're going to be
Pippin
try-
coming in today.
I
I have some words for him.
he might be coming in. I'm not too sure.
I want to explore that area you guys were in. Seems really interesting. All those strange creatures around. They didn't look anything like any of you.
So you're saying you want to go outside the globe and hang out with us in the city?
Well, I do that from time to time, anyways.
Well, how about this? I don't know if.
But Pippin smashed me on the table. It was not very nice of him.
I think he was just joking around. You see.
It's not a joke to me.
I'll let him know when he comes in. I agree, though. But as I mentioned, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time here with you. We need to bring me to a certain area of the city, which unfortunately they don't like shifters there.
Well, I don't know what a shifter is, but
No, well, it's me. I'm a shifter.
so Lonan just okay.
So
So
do
they
you
don't
see?
like Lonans.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So, perhaps Pippin can come in here and explain a little bit more. But for now,
Well, I just would like the company. It's nice to talk to someone from time to time.
and I'm the company that you definitely need. I think so. If you want to go into the cabin for a little while, I'm trying to get used to how long 1 hour would feel inside the snow globe versus outside.
I've been listening to what you guys talk, and I think 1 hour 60 minutes. And I think in the snow globe, 1 hour is 60 minutes.
So it's the exact same. Nothing's changed.
Well,
I was
feels
correct then. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure.
Of course.
Well,
You did not
and
think that.
I did before I went to the snow globe. I did, yeah. And then I'll point to the cabin. Well, shall we?
Well, of course.
And we'll go inside
Let me
the
just
cabin.
finish doing what I'm doing.
I'll walk
Okay.
in. What do I see inside the cabin then?
Just the typical, like the little kitchenette area with the burning fire and his bookshelf with only like 2 books on it, as well as his nice big armchair. But you also see on the table just like neat stacks of coins.
Ah. Right, because of all the things over there. Yeah, and then also there's some other stuff that we put in
Yep,
there.
there's like some variety of other things.
There is Lonan's blazer, and there is the Viola Mysteria.
No,
Oh.
Ritual was wearing the blazer.
Oh, he was
He's
wearing-
wearing my old clothes.
Yeah, it's like
And my old
it's like super ripped, and it's basically like a cape on him.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
wearing my old boots too, and his like feet are.
He can't. He's not wearing the boots, but he's wearing the blazer.
Well, I'm gonna sit down on like whatever chair that is there,
Yep.
and I'll just wait.
Yeah, and he'll be in a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I stacked all the money there for you guys.
Thank you very much. I think.
nice.
Okay, Elvis.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vitrol, for being so kind. And, you know, I wish that in the time we could probably have you outside in the city hanging out with us. But tomorrow when we go to what we're going to do, which Pippin will come and explain, I believe. Because I know that at this point Pippin's probably going to come in here because he did say that he wasn't going
Is
to.
Pippin coming in?
Pippin has fallen asleep.
And so I'm just waiting there and I'm just like looking at my non-watch that I don't have.
You're looking and you're like looking at the wall where the
It's just a
grandfather
drawing.
clock should be.
Is there a clock and like the clock says like tick,
There's no
tick, tick,
clock.
but like it's broken?
There's no clock.
Okay. So I will wait there very patiently.
And Vitrol is just gonna sit and not say anything.
Is it the most boring hour ever? Does it
This
go-
is what he does all day. He just sits in his chair and looks at the wall.
He'll every so often he'll stand up
Look
and walk across the room
So
and then just stand.
what do you do around here for fun?
Well, I stack the coins.
It's just like his idle animation.
I can see why you might want to hang out with us outside of the snow.
Yes. Oh, I also read the books. Do you want me to read the book to you?
Sure.
The book.
Water, in its aqueous state, is a free-flowing liquid.
Oh no.
I left the book in there for him. I forgot.
And he just continues on in a very robotic voice, and he doesn't actually open the book. He's just saying all of this to you.
I like how he
What book is
says
this?
the book. I stole a book from that mansion, and it's a dissertation on ice.
And he's just reading, and he's like spouting like word for word, and he's like describing the diagrams that are in it, and like, test number 1 shows 1 degree warmer melts ice at a rate of 5 seconds faster per hour.
This poor sad
Well,
guy.
Vitro, as much as I would like to learn about ice, I think our time here is. How long has it been so far inside here?
You can estimate it's probably been like 40 minutes. You've been like maintaining this for a while. He's been like spouting
Okay.
at you for like a
I
while.
like how he said the book.
As much as I appreciate learning about ice, in our last little bit of time here, I was wondering, have you ever is there any way that you can transform into something other than an ice animal and possibly just transform into yourself? Outside of the
I'm
snow
always
globe?
myself when I'm outside of the snow globe. What are you talking about?
Well, it's hard. See, the thing is we're always communicating with you, but you can never communicate back. I don't know if there's.
I
a
thought
way-
you guys were just not talking to me.
No, we're always trying to communicate to you.
Oh,
The thing is that
I'm talking the whole time.
well, see, that's the problem. We can't understand you, so that's
Oh.
why I'm trying to find out if there's ways for us to talk to each other.
I don't think so.
Really? You can only transform into animals, from what I can tell, right?
I'm always myself. I don't know what you're talking about. What's an animal?
Sorry. When you transform outside of the snow globe, to us, it looks as if you're something different than you are.
Well, that's just me. Maybe I'm different in here, and that's me out there.
Interesting.
Well, it's been 59 minutes and 30 seconds now.
Well, good night then.
Good night.
Do I get teleported out?
After the 30 seconds of just
Awkward.
looking
Staring
at
at each other.
he doesn't even look mad. He just is like looking at you.
Okay.
And you just kind of like, you feel like a tug at the back of your, like right behind your navel. And you're like tugged out and you land on the bed.
I've fallen asleep, but like I'm taking up most of the bed because no one else is in the bed with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke your face.
Yeah. What?
Pippin, I
What?
thought you would have gone. I thought you mentioned that you were going to enter inside the snow globe as well too.
What?
Anyways, doesn't matter.
Go to sleep.
I don't know. I was going to talk to you a little bit about.
You can talk to me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait till the morning
All right.
because I know he's like sleep, and I'll just fall asleep then.
Yeah.
I have to know, if Vitriol cuts down a tree, is it gone forever? Will he ever run out of firewood?
Oh no.
You can ask.
Wow. That's so meta.
Limited time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we've gone to bed.
Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning feeling very rested. Lona, you wake up a little bit later from your excursion into the snow globe. But yeah, you guys wake up. What would you guys have to do? Eerie and Gray, you'll definitely wake up first.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, oh, your armor's. Every time I rolled over, it was like rolling into a metal sheet.
Yeah, it's just long habit of just sleeping in this stuff.
And I kept
Makes me feel
rolling
comfortable.
into you because you're so heavy that I try to go on my side and I just tumble
I'm just looking at the bed and it goes like.
Yeah, it's literally, it's a good, like, what's the one, like, you know math, what's the one, tangent that does this?
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's your, yep.
I don't know, man.
Well,
Pippin knows,
do
man.
you wanna go for breakfast? It's pretty early. I don't know if they're up yet.
I doubt they're awake.
There's no windows, so you don't really know what time it is.
Okay. I guess I don't really. Unless you're gonna go, and maybe I'll try and sleep a little more.
Well, I think I'm all done sleeping. I'll just do a quick prayer and then for
Okay.
15 minutes or so.
Okay.
When he leaves, I don't necessarily sleep. I'm just like, oh, just like stretching my body out.
You're jumping on the bed.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the bed. Just
So,
like,
Gray, as you
this
go to
is
leave,
sore.
you open the door, and it's just black in the hallway. As you take a step out, it's just black, and the door closes and disappears. And you're in this void.
Hello?
And you feel a familiar presence behind you.
I look back.
Gray. The unmoving form of the mummified goddess
Hello?
floats behind you.
I'm kind of in shock.
Gray.
Because I haven't seen this in a while.
You've done well.
Thank you.
Progressing on your path. I have a gift for you, Gray. I think you feel it in your heart already. What to do. And the hands will crack and shift and touch your heart. And you'll sit up in bed.
I just like lean forward and then the bed shakes probably.
Yep.
And
And
I'm
then
just like-
you wake up from the bed shifting.
Oh, I wasn't awake.
You-
That was a dream.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're like, oh, your armor is just like rolling. It's like rolling into a metal sheet all night.
I'm like sweating and I'm breathing heavy.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna go sit on the floor and just kind of pray and kind of
I'm going to like
figure out what the hell is going on.
there.
And you'll feel a little shocked, and he's shaking a little bit when you touch
Okay.
him.
I'm going to take the blanket and put it kind of like around his shoulders and be like, do you need something, some water?
I don't know. I just need to rest a bit more and just kind of think over what I've just think I experienced.
Okay. And I'm going to leave the room and go knock on Pippin.
And they're right
Come
next door.
Come in.
Hi,
And I'm sitting on the ground in my underwear with my goggles on and all of my beakers and stuff around
Am
me
I
making
okay?
my potions.
No, you're still sleeping. So Lona's like, how would you lay in the bed?
I mean, as I guess just try to take up as much of the bed as possible.
You're like
Just
upside down, leg up on one
Yeah.
of the, like up in the clam, just like blankets sprawled across him in a mess of like wrapped rope around him.
Yeah. Hello.
I think Gray is unwell.
Like more than normal?
Yeah, it's weird.
What's up with him?
He's just on the floor shaking.
Like unconscious?
No, like he woke up suddenly, he's all sweaty, and he says that he has to think about what he experienced, and now he's just shaking and sweaty on the floor.
Oh.
And then I just go back into the room, leave and go back into my room.
You were just peeking your head in the door.
Hey, this just happened.
Hey,
Thanks,
this just happened, goodbye.
Okay. And
I'm
I'll
just
just
like
keep
mumbling
making my
and praying.
potions.
Yep.
Oh, protection from dark, protection from dark.
Yep.
And, like, going through some stuff. And then,
Your sword in your lap in front of you, kind of like stabbed into the floor.
and then,
I don't really know how to deal with like sick people, so I just put my head back in and I'm like, "You're still okay in there?"
I remember that.
So after a while, maybe an hour,
Mhm.
the kind of panic in your chest kind of slowly fades, back to the tiredness that you're used to.
At
And
that, at that point of kind of like calming myself down, I would like to attempt to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to cast what I think she was giving me. I'm gonna cast Find Steed.
Find Steed.
In the room?
And in front of you, you'll feel a tremor. And a crack will appear on the floor in front of you.
Am I watching this?
Oh, you in the room still? It's been an hour.
I was just kind of in the doorway, like hovering.
I thought you were
For the whole hour?
Oh, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna time jump ahead to this
Okay,
happening. You can be in the room if you want.
I will be in the bed sleeping then.
You will awaken to that
Okay.
to the cracking noise.
Oh my god.
And you look up and you see the floor in dark black flames whoosh, shoot out of it. As almost like it's raising up. Both of you see a form of a large, dark, Clydesdale-like horse raise out of the ground before it slams. And the rift is shut beneath it. And solid black eyes looking at you, Gray.
Oh,
As it kind of like kneels down onto one knee and bows its head to you.
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is it?
I don't honestly know.
I'll knock
I
on the
just
door.
summoned
Is
them.
everything okay in there?
Because you guys felt a and you hear eerie ah!
I don't know.
I think it's okay. I don't know what's going
I'm gonna run
on.
to the door and open it.
Yeah.
And you'll just see a horse.
Yeah.
Take it. It's like and it's a big horse
Oh
as
my
well,
god.
pure black, almost like deeper than black.
How did you get a horse in here?
I had it.
What?
I don't even know.
So
I
you're
just
awake at this point as
cat-
well.
Okay, but I'm still in the bed then. And I'll wake up. Pippin.
Loden, get over here.
And I'll like get up as much as I can and stretch my back and run and walk towards the door.
There's a big horse in the room.
Yeah, you just see Eerie like panicking on the bed,
Yeah. That was
Gray.
the craziest thing I've ever seen.
and a horse bowing. It's still bowing to
Yeah.
Gray.
Is
What?
that... How did you get a horse? Does it look like a horse or does it look like magical?
Pippin, roll Arcana.
First roll of the night. No, I've rolled
Is
before.
this your first roll?
No.
No. Does it look like anything I've ever seen before?
It looks like a horse.
Okay.
15.
15. You. It kind of just. It feels. You can feel like a pulse almost emanating, like an aura coming off of it. And it feels similar to you as to the aura that you feel when Gray's magic touches you.
Ooh, the sickly aura.
Yeah. But it's not as powerful. It's more like a kind of low-key kind of presence. It kind of just uneases you. So that's the kind of connection you get. You can't distinctly know for sure if it's magic or not. But
Okay.
yeah.
What's-
I prayed to my my goddess, and all of a sudden a tremor just formed in the ground.
Is this some sort of magic?
I assume.
Ah, well, that would explain
It
it.
smells like magic
Be a
in here.
gift.
Or something else. Somebody's been eating too much of that stuff.
Too much octopus.
Octopus. Well,
And then I fart.
The bed ripples.
Yeah.
Eerie.
Oh, that's just the water pressure. I'm gonna.
I'm scared, okay?
It's like a nervous fart.
I'm I'm gonna go up to the horse and I'm gonna say, "Arise."
And it'll step up and kind of shake its head. And look, before it almost was like statuesque as it was kneeling, but now it kind of looks like it comes alive as it moves. And you guys all see its dark, pitch black eyes, the same color as its whole body.
Well, should we be saying goodbye to Delicious then? Delicious and
You guys are just okay with this? This thing came out of the floor.
I made tenaculum out of water.
From what I've seen so far, the magic that we have here, I mean, there's so much visual, for example, so many different things.
Speaking of
I guess
magic-
you didn't
Pointing
seem
things out
friendly.
right now.
You guys didn't
And
see
not
it.
really
Yeah.
listening to them.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna think, what are you?
And you don't hear a voice, but you feel like a pressure in your head. Almost like a headache, but more attuned to the, like a pressure. And you can feel an emotion. And you can kind of get like pictures and flashes, but they're not very indistinct.
It's like flashbacks.
You don't know? Roll a wisdom check.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Is it good? Oh.
Wisdom, just wisdom.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 22.
22. So the flashes reveal to you, as much as they are kind of almost like random and at first, you don't understand what's happening. But you eventually can interpret them as the horse is trying to, you're getting the horse and what this horse's emotions are. And it's a feeling of gratitude and a feeling of almost like an unconditional love already emanating towards you.
Precious.
I ship it.
Yeah.
And overall, a feeling of just devotion and a willingness to do what needs to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So, Gray, what's the deal?
And
I'm
then he's
just
just
putting
petting
my
the
head-
horse.
Gray's having like a private moment. And we're like, eerie!
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna like snap my finger.
And you snap your fingers, and almost like you guys will feel the pressure in the room like pop, and your ears will all snap.
And ring.
Yeah, as the horse is gone in an instant.
So that explains it. Definitely magic. Well,
But you can still feel,
That same feeling.
You can feel
of
that
love
pressure.
and gratitude.
yeah, you know it's still there.
Gray, what's going on?
As
Yeah.
I grab my
I think
heart.
you
Yeah.
gotta explain a little bit more than I don't know.
That was a great experience.
What? I don't understand.
Yeah, Gray,
Can
you've
I-
got happy tears.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to believe that the stuff that he stole from the stuff that he stole from the
God.
castle most likely could have caused this. Like maybe he knew that. Like I'm just like, because there's no way because he's like this like just tired paladin.
He almost feels everybody roll a quick insight check. I just want to see how much. Roll with disadvantage, Lonan, because you're very suspicious.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, you're not giving him like the benefit of the doubt.
Was
You're like more prone to
What are we
like
rolling against?
misinterpret.
Insight.
8.
8.
10.
Wow.
None of you guys don't notice anything.
Yeah, alright, Gray.
Great.
But Gray, you feel more awake than you have in years.
Yeah, Gray, give us the deets.
I don't know.
I was sleeping. You woke me from a dead sleep. Shaking and sweating. You sat in the middle of the floor for an hour, and then a horse appeared from a crack in the ground. I think that there's a little bit of explanation that needs to come from this.
Anything to do with what you took from the possible the castle that we were at?
No, that junk? No.
It wasn't magical, I tested it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then I got myself scratching my head.
I had a great sleep. I had
There's one of us.
almost
did.
like
I slept good.
like I almost seen my god for the first time in years.
Your god. Who do you
Yes.
worship?
I worship the decrepit.
Am I familiar with that?
Roll religion. All of you can roll religion
What's
if
it?
you would like.
Got this. Piece of cake. 19.
12.
You don't want to roll?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just writing it down. Religion? 12.
12. So Eerie and Lonan, neither of you you have like a mild, like you know
Yeah.
more about like forest spirits and
Yeah.
stuff like
I'm
that.
like
You,
a sprite.
yeah, you don't even really recognize gods as gods. You don't know that word necessarily as much. Lonan, you are mostly just familiar with the princedoms, the questions pantheon. So you know all the 12 of them, but you don't really recognize this god. Pippin, you have heard the name before, and you remember your father telling you of it. You know it's part of a trio of lost gods that are very ancient. You don't know much else other than that.
That's a pretty old god, Gray. I didn't know people still worshipped her.
It's very rare from what I know.
Yeah.
Especially in the Princeton's.
Princedoms.
Princeton's.
Yeah.
Yes. Very rare.
Is she where you get your powers from? Are you like a cleric?
No, I'm a paladin.
Oh.
We just mentioned that.
Isn't that similar?
A little bit different.
A little bit different?
Just a tad bit.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Well, did you get this magic horse from your dead goddess?
You don't know she's dead.
Well, your decrepit goddess?
She came to me and she bestowed a gift. And
That's
I just
nice.
prayed for an hour and found out what that actually tried to mean.
What does it mean?
I can summon a horse.
Oh,
Oh.
I think.
just like on will? Make him appear right now. Try.
I don't think I can do it too many times.
Oh.
The bond we apparently share is strong, but it almost seems like I can only reach to where the creature lies so many times.
Oh. Well, that's pretty awesome.
I still don't know much about it, but I can do it.
I guess we'll figure it out as we go. Congratulations, Gray.
Yes.
Guys, congratulations,
Oh
Gray.
yes,
Oh,
congratulations.
yeah.
Enjoy. Let's get going.
Oh, learning.
Congratulations on your terrifying horse.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for him, or her, or them?
You would know it's stallion.
The name is Stallion?
No, it's a
Oh.
stallion.
Oh.
It's a boy horse.
Okay.
But you
It could be a girl stallion.
No, that's a mare.
mares are mares and stallions are stallions.
I will think of a name that is fitting for him. But I'll have to get back on you on that one.
We can brainstorm whilst we have breakfast.
Let me pray on that.
Pancakes.
Pancakes? Pancakes?
Not too sure if they serve those here.
They might be like fishy pancakes.
Which actually I'm not.
Fish cakes?
They're breakfast cupcakes actually.
Oh.
With a nice like a salmon whipped cream.
Ooh,
Can we
What time
smell?
is it?
It's very strange, just like a savory breakfast. You guys aren't quite used to it, but you like it.
Are
It's
we all
good.
going downstairs?
Kira,
Before
yeah.
we go anywhere, can you put up some of our weapons inside of the snow globe in case things get hasty? Hasty.
Why don't you?
No. After spending and I'm gonna whisper to the group that after spending some time with them, I think that he needs some more company in there. He's getting rather. I don't know if I can. Lasting 1 hour in there is quite hard. I think he's going to need something more to do. Perhaps some sort of games he can do. I'm not too sure, but let's just say that an hour in there felt almost like a day.
Why didn't you leave early then?
I'm not too sure how.
Don't you just say his name again?
Yeah.
Oh well, I wish I would have known that.
I've told you this
That's how we
before.
got it.
Most likely.
Can I say, put my hand on the snow globe and say ritual?
Yep, and you'll be sucked in.
And then.
Are we at the kitchen? Are we at the breakfast table?
No, you guys
right
haven't gone downstairs yet.
No.
No.
now?
And
I'll
then-
follow her in. Mitchell.
I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, am I outside?
Yep, you guys. Yeah, you're outside. You don't see Vitrol, but you see the warming lights from
I'm
inside
gonna
the
go
cabin.
towards the house.
What?
And be like, knock, knock, knock.
And I'll be like, Yuri, wait up.
Come in.
Hi, how are you?
Hello there, Erie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are
Yeah.
you?
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to say lass. That's what Pippin told me.
Oh, that's
He
fine.
said it's a nice way to greet someone.
That's fine,
And
that
he's-
works.
Yes. How
Um,
are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while
I
on the
know.
globe.
I heard that you are needing company or things to do in
Well, I
here.
always love company. Oh, I don't need more things to do. I have the book. Would you like me to read it to you?
What book?
Hey, Vitro. We're
Oh,
really hungry.
Pippin.
We're gonna have breakfast soon. I just came here to give you all these weapons.
He just dumps on the bow
Does
staff.
he spill over all the coins that are on the table?
Where'd you dump them?
Just on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Weapons.
Oh, here, I have some more things for you. I know you like things.
Oh, I love things.
Here's a broken silver bell that I got from Willow. I remember her.
Oh, I love Willow.
Yeah, there you go. And I shake it in front of him. You like that?
Oh,
And then,
Hey. I'm
and
gonna
I'll put it in his head. Don't speak down to me.
sorry, I'm just really hungry.
And I'll drop the bell.
And I'm going to go into my bag and I'm going to be like, you can borrow this if you like, and it's the book that I bought.
Another book. There's more than one.
There's so many, and
My
I could buy them
goodness.
for you when we go places if you'd like.
I would really appreciate
And
that.
so I give him my romance novel.
Thank you. Maybe I could read it to you next time you're in.
Yeah, maybe.
I would
Do you-
really like that.
Do you like reading, Vitro?
I do. Would you like me to read the book to you now?
Well, I can give you some more reading stuff. I have some alchemical notes if you'd like, or some of Lonan's homework.
I don't know what either of those words mean. But
Well,
sure,
here.
if it's reading.
I'll take out a bunch of papers.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
You're
Vitro.
It
welcome.
really means a lot to me. Especially all these visits in the past day.
Oh, I feel
I do
so
miss
bad
you
now.
guys sometimes.
I think Lonan will be in to see you again later today.
He mentioned that, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, maybe you guys can
Well-
play a game. Do you know what a game is?
Maybe you could read him this new book I
Never
just gave you.
game.
Maybe that would be a lot of fun. He really enjoyed. I read him at least part of the dissertation on ice before,
I think
and he
he
seemed
really-
to enjoy it. He listened
told
for
us
a
that
while.
he really liked it.
Good.
He said that it was
Well,
like the most favorite.
You
thing.
guys
He
go.
said the hour just flew by.
So you said breakfast. I'm assuming that's part of the little death you do.
No, breakfast is we take things into our body and extract nutrients from them.
Oh, kind of like how the fire consumes the wood.
Exactly.
Yes, similar.
Ah,
Did you want to come out and watch us?
You can watch us eat.
I'll come with you. That sounds good.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Oh, is that when you put the strange mushy stuff in your gullets?
That's right.
I've seen that before.
Okay.
So it's called breakfast.
Yes.
Let's go breakfast.
Let's breakfast.
Yes.
I'm gonna take his hands.
Okay.
Vitriol.
It'll come out. It'll be a little like field mouse sitting on Erie's shoulder.
Aw.
Cute.
Yeah.
Can
And
I
again,
try
you
and
feel
feed
you
him?
put it. Yeah.
Alright, well, we go downstairs.
Alright, so you guys go downstairs. Kira's there and she already actually has some plates ready for you guys. Oh, I've been waiting. I assumed you guys would be early risers. I
Good
guess
morning,
I
Kira.
won't have it ready next time. They're a little cold.
Sorry about the noise.
Oh,
Noise. I didn't hear a thing. What are you speaking of?
I was jumping on the bed. It's fine. Let's
Oh,
eat.
Well, that's part of the fun. Just make sure not to pop it.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, I would also like the payment for today if you're going to stay another night.
we should talk about that.
Are we
Oh,
still-
sorry. What time is it? What time is it?
Oh, it's a little before noon.
Oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
Oh, never mind. And I forgot that. In my mind, I thought that like we had to like go and get my paperwork and all that.
Oh, buy it for noon.
For like noon. But then I remembered that we're going inside the snow.
Lonan hasn't had his coffee yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
Well,
We should chat about that.
I might not be able to hold the rooms if you don't reserve them now.
We'll reserve them.
What about?
No,
Can
we
we
reserve
ask?
them now.
It's
Well,
just
should
another-
we talk over breakfast first?
Well, where are we gonna sleep tonight?
We should talk it over.
Can you give us a few minutes?
No rush. Go with the flow, you know? But remember, it's 1 gold piece per room if it's the same agreement. And if not, you're gonna have to go to the Emerald Fields in order to get your pets.
Thanks.
Bye. Have a good
Enjoy.
day. Then.
Yeah.
And Joe smile. Take a friendly smile.
Why are we debating about not staying here another night?
I don't know. Gray, where do you want us to
Have some-
sleep?
If we are going to the Opaline district and we have wood and we can stay at maybe an inn closer to where our destinations are trying to be.
Regardless, though, I think that we should have some sort of fallback, especially.
And how are we going to book? How many days are we going to pay here? Like 5 days in advance?
We'll
or
just come
something?
back here tonight to sleep.
No, what he's mentioning is that if we go in there, we're not gonna just walk right back out and then back.
What
in
if they
again.
offer us free lodgings?
Yes, exactly.
Then we'll sleep there.
Okay,
That's
what
what-
about here? We're going
that's
to
what
pay
he
for a
mentioned.
day we're not going to use.
Yeah, but our payment here also pays for our animals.
Yeah, but that's not going to be
And
working
I
the
also
same
would
tomorrow.
not like to be stranded in the case we don't know that they're going to offer us.
Why don't we ask them, if possible, that we do not return tonight because we don't know exactly where we're going to be staying.
Like a money back guarantee.
Maybe that they can offer us a night. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hypothetically, if we don't return by a certain hour at the night, then
I guess they can't really hold.
She's
our
probably
rooms.
gonna want to sell the room to someone else if we're not here. Why don't we just pay the gold, and if we get a free room, we can sleep somewhere for free?
It's the same thing either way,
Yeah.
right? Right. I agree. I think that it's good to have a new room just in case things happen.
I guess it's just more traveling if we do.
Yeah, well, great, you got a horse, so don't even worry.
You can. I don't believe you're going to be wanting to use that horse around here.
Why not?
And like just judging, like, are people like on horseback that like
Yeah,
look
you
like
see
that?
you see a variety of different packing animals,
Oh,
from
wow.
cows to horses to some
Kangaroos.
strange like catfish that are crawling, pulling carts along the
On
ground.
second thought,
What?
like this is while we're eating like out, and I guess, and they're like walking by. On second thought, it might not be so odd. I'm just also curious, Gray. If possible, we should definitely see about that horse pulling a cart. Might be quite interesting. I don't know what type of. I don't know exactly how much it can pull, but might be
I don't
better
know.
than having our donkeys pull it.
What's wrong with our donkeys?
Nothing's wrong, but
I'd rather the donkeys do it.
I love Delicious.
Hmm.
If you want, I could always experiment on them, though.
I've just bonded with this animal. I don't want to force it into hard labor.
well, it's your horse, right? It's going to be used
Yeah,
for labor.
Whatever you want to use it for, I guess. It's your
Mhm.
horse, Gray.
I would be using it.
Me
Hey
too.
guys,
Oh.
I thought you might want some coffee.
We'll take the room, by the way.
Oh,
Please don't give it away. We
awesome,
need to.
fantastic. Well, it's just 2 gold for both together, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, you guys seem pretty nice. You've been very respectable so far. A lot of you Kadarathi folk can't really stomach the food that I make, but
Oh,
I'm
it's so
really
good.
appreciative of you guys liking it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Really interesting umami flavors.
You know what umami is.
Yeah, of course I
My
do.
goodness, you guys here in the East don't know anything about flavors. I'm really happy to hear that.
You're
Here,
welcome.
You know
I'm gonna
what?
slide
The
her-
coffee's on the house here, okay?
Wow.
Aw, thanks.
How much?
Oh.
And it's
is
like a
it for
really
dinner?
thick coffee.
Thanks,
Oh,
How
Kira
much for
Korea.
breakfast?
Breakfast is included in the
Wow.
rent here,
I'm gonna
okay?
give her 1 gold.
Thank
What?
you guys so much.
It's for the room.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
I
you
just
like
need
tipping her
one more
gold.
here, okay?
I'll give her 1 gold.
Okay.
Ting.
Thank you
Ting.
guys.
Appreciate
Well-
all the work you do here.
You know what? If you guys keep it up, I would love to see you around more. And if you're staying for a while, we can talk about maybe some more permanent lodging.
Thank you so
Thanks,
Thanks,
Kira Korea.
guys.
much.
Thank you.
It's really a nice smile and kind of just like mosey off for a nice little like calm swaying away. You guys finish pretty quickly afterwards, and you guys head out for the day. What do you guys want to do?
So where are we headed first?
I look at my map
I think we should not.
You look at your map,
and I point to the direction we need to go.
so you know that you are in Opaline here,
Okay.
and that you are on this main street. So you have to walk all the way over to the river Apex, which is in the center.
And that's where the Opaline district
Yeah,
is?
and so you know that it would probably take you about an hour to cross the halfway point of Opaline and get to the river Apex to the bridge.
Is Opalani watching?
For the
Opaline.
Opaline.
Yeah.
Bridge.
Ooh.
Opalani.
So
That's for you, girl.
this is where we have to go.
So Gray pulls out this map that you guys haven't seen yet, actually.
Yes, I bought a map.
This is the map that you got from. Right.
Is there like ads on the side?
Yeah.
Because he got it at like the.
He got it at a
You
temple.
got it at
because
the temple.
it-
Oh,
She-
okay.
She made it. Yeah, it's like nice and sophisticated looking.
It's got a legend and everything.
There's not like a McDonald's coupon.
Yeah.
So we're going to be heading there first because I don't think we should be wasting any time.
Headed where?
To the
To
district.
the district.
Looks like about an hour travel there.
Everything we want to do is in the district, though. I guess we can walk and talk about what we want to do.
What happens if we get? I mean, if you guys get set aside, for example, if they don't let one of you in, which I don't think they're going to. I think we'll have no issue.
I have my papers.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't
I have
worry,
my
Lona.
papers.
Just-
You don't have to worry so much. Everything's gonna be okay.
I feel like you overthink everything.
Yeah, you're always so scared.
You're always trying to come up with every step.
We're
of
not
the
trying
plan.
to call you out right now,
Just
but you
want
don't need to be scared.
All right, just always one place.
Yeah,
Good,
we're
Sometimes,
there for
sometimes
you.
you just gotta do.
good to be cautious every now and then, especially in a city that we need to be.
It's okay.
Oh, all right.
And you guys notice that from yesterday compared to yesterday to today is like night and day for Erie. Erie is like very confident in the city now.
Right.
Erie has acclimated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a strong, independent woman who don't need
Yeah, we went on that shopping trip.
No
Yeah.
anxiety
no
attacks.
anxiety attacks.
Today's
Okay.
a good day. Maybe
So you guys can
tomorrow?
walk and talk. If there's, you can have a short distraction if you want, but it takes you about an hour. About at the 55-minute mark, you can hear the water moving, and you can see some like bells clanging as boats are moving underneath the bridges.
Cool.
And yeah, so,
So
you guys know that
guys-
you can hear the sounds and you know you're getting close.
So guys, what do we want to do first in the Opaline district?
I don't know. Do you want to go look for some craftsmen? Do you guys want to go to the academy? You guys want to go to that inn place where we were recommended to? Sightsee? I don't know.
I think. I mean, I
If we want to vote, I would choose the academy, but it's up to you guys. I guess we have the whole day.
you've been
Yeah.
traveling quite far to get to this Oak Academy, correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Pippin this time. He's been traveling quite a while to get here, and I believe that considering he's been doing a lot for us and making potions, I would think that this would be the place to go.
Thanks, guys.
I'll go anywhere.
That.
But also, let's make sure that we kind of look for a cart as well too.
Oh yeah, we need a
We
card.
need to make sure that we do that. I remember back, like, how bad is our cart? Is it still in good shape?
It's not. You guys don't have like a terrible
No,
cart. It's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
a cart, and you know that like from what it seems like you guys are looking to more buy like a nicer like
We
covered
want, like, an
carriage
RV.
type,
yeah, we want
right?
carriage so we can sleep in and stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is like
Nice.
yeah. So you don't have a
Little
bad
bunk
cart.
beds.
It's just you don't want a cart. You want a carriage.
It would be nice to have a cart too. Like
Little kitchenette.
I was thinking like a cart that you could attach, like, you know how that one alchemist had all that cool stuff on there,
Yeah.
like the ability to have stuff like that on there if we wanted to.
Yeah, like upgrade it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
A sundial and a
Yeah,
bunch
we
of
need
other
like
stuff, yeah.
woodwork or something for that.
I was thinking like eventually whatever.
We could do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So you guys kind of exit a little bit, and there's a little bit of a gap between the river apex and the buildings and the clustering buildings of the Telleric. But you guys can see the bridge, and as just looking across the river, you see the much wider spaced roads with their tall, grand buildings of a more uniform kind of design. Less the same design and more it had the same architectural feel. While the Telleric feels like it was just a whole bunch of like spices thrown into a bag, this one feels like a nicely made apple crumble.
Alright, Lonan. And I'm gonna hold up the snow globe.
Oh, we should go maybe off the road or something.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, we'd. Hey,
Is
that
there
guy
anything
just vanished.
Before I go inside here, is there anything I can bring with me to keep my sanity?
Do you want like a snack?
I gave him a book for him to read, a new book.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you. It's
It's my favorite book.
like Audible.
Audible.com.
But
No.
also-
Best digital service around.
So we'll walk over, and I'm just gonna.
We'll walk into like a dark
Yep,
alley.
you guys can see a variety of different like small little crevices, less alleys and more just like divots between where like different like booths and vendors and buildings mesh, where you're easily able to slip in to get away from the crowds.
Be careful upon entering, and make sure, Pippin, be nice to the guards.
Don't worry, Lonan.
Literally.
You go in,
And
and
then I'll
we're gonna
throw it
stay
into my bag of
outside of the
holding.
globe for now.
I'll throw it into my bag of holding.
Okay.
Man, he really worries, eh?
Yeah. 100%.
So much.
And while I'm in there, I'm just like nervously like,
Yeah.
I'm like pulling out my
All you
chops.
just do like your mutton chops.
yeah.
Well, to the border.
Alright, let's do this, guys. Everyone act cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially you in there, Lonan.
Everybody roll a perception check.
Can I hear it?
Here's
I can't hear anything.
You're also in the bag of holding now.
Right. Do I hear like muffling at all or no?
You're like not even in the same universe as us right now.
22.
3.
What am I rolling?
Perception.
Persuasion.
Oh, perception. That is a 17.
17. So Erie and Pippin, you both notice that compared to your first travel, especially over even just going into next to the Dawn Spire into the slopes and then crossing the slopes into Telleric, the queues and the crossings were very busy, and there was a lot of people and there were a lot of guards posted there, going both ways. Lots of people moving through, but you can already tell at this bridge. The small queue of like maybe only 3 or 4 people in front of you, This is very small compared to the rest, and you can see that there isn't even people. It doesn't look like there's anyone crossing over from Opaline to the Telerik today. But you see the same, like a similar number of guards in the traditional, like in the familiar pink and blue that you come to recognize as the acquisition.
So we'll get into the queue, I guess.
Yeah. And it only takes, last time it took like almost an hour to get through some of the queues. It took less than 5 minutes, and you guys are at the front. As a tall male guard, you can assume male just by the build, with a mask on, with like a helmet on, comes up. Hello.
Hello?
Identification, please.
I take all three of them, give it to him.
You've got them all. You're like our parent. Our
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Which one's Erie?
That's me.
Erie Drock. Where are you from, Erie?
I am from
On
the Temple of the Eversky.
Temple of the Good. And Pippin Faust.
That's me.
Can I see your Gilder's mark, please?
It's right there, just underneath that page.
Yes, I want to see the one you have, please.
Oh, sure.
Perfect, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Sergeant Proudmore?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're a sergeant?
Yes, sir.
And yes, how long ago did you arrive in Canerth, you said?
Around 4 or 5 months ago.
Thank you guys very much. One more question for you. It says here you had someone else with you?
What?
A Nolan?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
He's not coming with you across
No,
today?
he has other business.
Yeah.
Alright.
Still at the end there.
Alright. Well, you all have a good time in Opaline today. You picked a very interesting day to cross, but
Oh.
What's
It's not
going
bad.
on?
Yeah, so what events?
well, you don't know?
No.
You'll see when you go across.
Oh, that's ominous.
Something to fear.
Have a pleasant day. And I'll pass you. He'll pass you because you pass it to him, so I'll pass you the 3 back.
And then I'll hand everybody back.
What?
Okay. What are we getting ourselves into?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
This district, like, looks pretty different than the other one.
Yeah, it looks more refined.
Uniform.
Yeah.
So it takes you a little bit to kind of cross. The bridge is fairly large because the river is fairly wide, and it kind of crests up high, so a lot of boats can cross underneath. Once you guys kind of hit the apex, you see a much better view of the much more pristine-looking Opaline. And you can actually see past, and you can see the large diamond-shaped walls of what you now know is the Null off in the distance, built across the river. The River Twilight.
That's
Wow.
the null.
Yeah, and you can see the
What is
beautiful,
the Null?
hilly, sparse landscape of Seraph and beyond.
She
Am
gave
I back
me
out
a-
yet, or has it not been now
No.
yet?
She gave me a brief description, but I don't honestly remember.
They're not fully over the bridge yet. They're still on
Sure,
the bridge.
yeah.
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 We're not across the border.
Does the map have kind of like key marks pointed out on it, like the school would be on there?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't have any landmarks. The only landmarks it has is actually, you notice that it has 3 different points on it,
Mhm.
and each of them, the one is the Temple of the Wayward Souls.
Okay.
There's another one called the Seven Towers, and there's another one called the Aria of Saint Zlata.
Okay.
And those are the only 3 landmarks marked on the map.
Okay. Well,
As well as like the Knoll, but the Knoll is
Right.
kind of like, it's not really, it's more of like a,
like a gray area.
yeah. But yeah, so you guys see that. And as you cross the bridge, there are some guards on the other side, and they nod.
What's the population look like here? Is it like multi?
You don't see anyone as you walk into town. As you walk into Opaline, very different from Telerik. There is not a single soul on the streets.
What exactly is going on?
I don't know.
Is there like an inn or like a general store that we're gonna pass?
So you guys get into Opaline. It has probably been like 20 minutes since Lonan has gone into the snow globe. So you guys are just gonna walk for a little bit first.
I think so. Make sure that there's not anyone.
Okay. So everybody roll a perception check for me.
No. 19.
19,
11.
11,
13.
13. So Pippin, you all hear first. You all hear just an eerie silence. Doesn't sound like anyone's walking. Doesn't sound like anyone's talking. Doesn't sound like any chatter of a market. Doesn't sound. You don't hear any tools being struck, any anvils being hit, anything like that. It's very eerie, very still. Pippin, you do see the signs, and you see that here in Opaline, most of the signs that you're seeing on the shops are in common. You're able to read most of what is written here, but you also notice that in the windows of a lot of the shops, the curtains are drawn
Like they're closed?
and the doors are closed.
Everything looks like it's shut down.
This is giving me the creeps.
Yeah, this is like
It's
a
like
ghost
a
town.
ghost. Yeah, I was just
Do
gonna
you
say
think we
that.
should let?
You're connected.
Do you think we should let Lonan out?
Yeah,
Um,
let's go behind an alley. He's probably getting bored to death in there.
Actually, on the inside, I feel like I'm beginning to like Vigil a little more.
The inside, you and Vigil have been sitting near the fire for a little while now, and Vigil has a small paper book.
And the homework.
No, he's not reading the homework to you. He has the homework spread
Sure,
around him,
okay.
Is it like a
but
rom-com?
he is sitting with the book open to you, reading in the same kind of almost like very monotone voice, and then Patricia laid her hands upwards on his thigh.
But it's like a good
Gazing.
movie. Like I can picture this.
Yeah, you were like your eyes are closed
You're
and
very
you're listening
into
to
the
it
love
wash,
story.
and it's
Yeah.
like as she looked lovingly into his eyes.
And just as it gets to the climax, I was like, snowball.
Rituals pulled out the snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, it's time to go.
Right now.
And he's gone, and a
Come
little
back
butterfly
next
is
time.
fluttering
Do
around.
you go with him or does he just leave you in there?
Vigil.
And he pops out.
That's crazy.
With Lonan?
Yep, no,
Yeah,
look,
'cause
Vigil, the butterfly comes first, and then Lonan afterwards.
Well, that was interesting. How's it all going out here? And I'm not that quiet.
And I'm
when
gonna
I
be
get
like,
up.
I don't know, shh.
Oh, sorry.
And then you hear, happening. As it echoes.
Sorry.
The town's like this side of this district is like mysteriously empty, and all the stores are
What
closed.
do I see when I look around?
You see beautiful tall white buildings with doors shut, ivy pouring over the tops of the roofs.
What's going on? Is it some sort of?
We don't know.
We
The
don't
guards
know.
told us we chose an interesting day to come across,
I'm
but we
very
didn't say anything
concerned.
more.
Is it perhaps they're not here? They're maybe
Roll
somewhere
perception.
different. Maybe they're at like a town square, perhaps.
That is a 5.
A 5. Great, you see movement out of the corner of your eye.
Great, grab your map real quick.
I'm gonna react.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn towards the movement
Okay?
and say, "What's there?"
Hear nothing.
What are you
I'm
doing,
gonna start
Gray?
looking around.
I just seen something.
You see nothing.
Looking around, do I see anything?
I'm gonna hug Tenaculum.
You see nothing.
Gray, what is what did?
I don't
Mitchell.
know.
Go around the corner and see if you see something, come back and peck me on the head 3 times.
It's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly.
He flies away anyways.
Okay.
He flies away anyways. And comes around the corner. And just lands on your shoulder.
Okay. There's nothing there.
Let's be cautious. But Gray, what do you know on your map as to this area? Where are we going?
We don't know much.
What
We
does
just
it say on your
know
map?
that we're in the Opaline district. Can I do a detection for Celestial within 60 feet?
Celestial? Sure. Do you have to specify with that?
Yeah, you'd have to just specify what you're doing.
Okay, yep.
What you're searching for.
Yep.
Is he being pretty obvious with like what he's doing right now?
I'm just kind of like praying.
Yeah, and you
Can I-
what does it look like when
Yeah.
these senses
Can I tell he's trying to do something?
I'm doing my ninjutsu.
But he goes he kind of goes Gray goes quiet.
I thought
And-
you were gonna say it was
So I can tell he's
cross-eyed.
doing something.
yeah, he's doing something, yeah.
Can you, Pippin? Is there a way that you mentioned that you were able to detect magic before? Is there any way you can do that again?
I didn't prepare that today.
Nothing. No celestial at least.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I guess we should just keep going, but maybe keep your guard up.
Here, guys, I made new elixirs for today.
And
Gray, you get this one. It gives you a flying speed.
Whoa, I can fly.
Here, Eerie, today you can have the swiftness one. It'll make you run fast.
Ooh, yes.
And Lona, here you have the resilience one.
which does
Gives you resilience.
And how long does it last for?
resilience.
10
How-
minutes.
All of them?
What does resilience do exactly?
Well, you gain bonus. You're basically extra protected.
It helps you stay vigilant.
You get
I
bonus
was
armor.
gonna say that.
Bonus element. Wow.
Vigilant.
Vigilant.
So I'll go in
oh
front
my god, the horse in
while we walk around and try to be as. Actually, I'm going to try stealth as much as I can. As well
Okay, so roll stealth then.
too. And I'm going to grab Erie's shoulder, and I'm going to I'm going to grab your shoulder and it's time to stealth. Avery. Let's be as cautious as possible. If you want to stay in the back, I'll stay in the front. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Okay, roll stealth.
Oh yeah.
Whoever wants to roll stealth, and if whoever wants to be quiet.
I can try.
12.
7.
You have to say.
Am I just adding this?
That one.
No, 7.
Hey, I've got the same.
I forgot how to count. 15.
15. Okay. So you guys, it's hard to be quiet in the eerie stillness. After about half an hour of walking through this quiet, Gray, you are guiding everybody towards what seems like a fairly major thoroughfare. It leads from the wall all the way to the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Roll perception as you approach this kind of large road. And you guys notice walking through that the streets are much wider than they were in Telerik. In the Telerik.
5.
5 again.
Yeah.
Great. Once again, as you walk up to the street, you see movement. In the corner of your eye, you're looking towards the right, and you see movement to the left
I'm
on the
gonna
main street.
I'm gonna try to rush forward and see if I can see whatever.
Okay.
It is.
Rush forward. Roll another perception check.
19.
19. There we go.
go.
So Gray, as Gray rushes forward, his armor clamoring a little bit,
Clink, clink.
echoing in the almost dead streets. Gray, you see a child running
Creepy.
away from you.
Hey, wait! I'd try to follow.
Does he follow?
And they're gonna say, guys, come over here.
We'll try to catch up as much as we
Okay.
can. How fast is he running?
He just ran a little. It's only a few steps ahead. You guys
Okay.
can quickly round the corner.
Yep.
The kid's fast.
Gray.
He's got Heelys.
You hear laughter
Oh, I don't like it.
as the kid turns, and you can see, like almost like a large red rash marring this child's face.
A rash?
Yeah, marring this child's face.
I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna like double step or.
Yeah,
jump
double
back a
step?
bit.
You guys turn the corner.
What
You
in
don't
the
see anything.
hell is going on?
So, so Gray's just talking to nobody?
Gray, he just said what's going on.
What is it, Gray?
Gray, what are you
It's
seeing?
it's a
And as you
scared
blink.
child.
The child's gone.
What? In
Gray, are you okay? You started to scare me quite a bit here.
Nobody's seen the kid
There's
with the
nothing-
rash.
There's nothing there.
There was definitely something there.
Gray,
Am I?
Pippin, is everything okay with Gray?
I can pretty much feel that my pulse and my senses are good in my body right
Yep,
now.
you were confident.
Okay, I am thoroughly confident that my pen is dead, and there was a child that I seen once running around the corner back there, and now I seen him again. He had a red rash on his face. I have no idea what this actually means.
And as you guys are talking, a noise in the distance. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom.
God.
Very
We can hear
faint.
it? We can all hear it?
Very faint. All of you guys can hear this. Very faint.
Can we tell what directions this is coming from?
Everybody roll perception, and we'll see
Sorry.
how good you guys are doing.
Perception.
What do I mean?
Perception?
Shit.
Yep.
I rolled a 1.
Did you roll a 1?
17.
I got a
15.
7.
Okay, so Eerie and Pippin, you know that this is coming from the east, towards the wall and towards the spires.
Okay.
The
And as you
seven
guys are-
spires?
No, the dawn, the dawning, the noonday,
Like
and
the
dusky
elevators.
spire. And as you guys sit and listen, you hear it again, like a leather layer of boom.
Sounds
boom,
like drums.
Boom in time.
Mhm.
It does sound like drums, kind of spreading across the city. And
What
soon
is the
it
meaning?
it's you hear it equal to you, and then you hear it to the west of you as well. All around you, the sound of drums. Boom, boom,
Like,
boom.
I'm gonna
boom,
back
360,
like
boom,
into a
360.
circle.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Is there
Yes.
streets in all directions?
You
like
guys
this?
are on like a big, long, wide street right now. It seems
Does that
on
only
Gray's
go in
map.
one, like,
They kind of like the streets of Opaline are much more like graceful and gradual than in Telerik or in the slopes. And the rough direction it runs is east to west or west to east.
if I look, is there anywhere like a doorway, like anywhere to hide, like anything? Or
Roll a quick perception check. But as
oh, jeez.
you roll that,
5.
you get distracted by a different sound. The sound of feet. The sound of hundreds and thousands of feet. As you see a crowd of people running down the main thoroughfare.
Oh my god.
Is it a parade?
Running,
Don't
like
think
full,
this is a parade.
full tilt.
This is like the bull run.
The run of the bulls.
Oh my gosh. I
What
think
do
we
do?
should.
Is there like a little recess in a shop that we
Everybody,
That's what I was saying.
everybody has one thing they can do.
I'm gonna run
I
into it.
am going to.
I'm gonna bolt the other way.
So you're gonna run
Me too.
away
yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
You're gonna run away as well.
I'm gonna try and jump onto up and pull myself up onto something.
Okay,
Like a
roll
roof.
acrobatics.
Pippin's just gonna stand there looking like this, like,
Okay, and you guys are like in the middle-ish of the street.
26.
26. So you run up to the side and grab onto a windowsill. It's almost just out of your reach, but you manage to
Holy
grab
crap,
on with the tip of your
26.
fingers. And you pull yourself
I'm
up and
kinda
sit
just
on this
like-
windowsill.
Grappling myself up to the side of the
And
Spider-Man.
and even just being above, and you guys hear, as they're running, you can hear them almost chanting. Almost like a guttural kind of, just like, almost like a roar of a crowd as they run.
and I'm like,
As they run, and Pippin, as they hit.
Oh,
No! Why'd
Pippin,
you
roll
say
a.
dexterity save too?
No, I want you to do a strength saving throw.
Well, that's not gonna be good.
Pippin actually isn't that weak. I'm pretty sure Lonen's weaker than Pippin.
10.
10. So Pippin, you stumble and you're pushed slightly to your knees, but the crowd parts around you after the initial hit.
Like a river around a stone.
And Eerie, you see this. You see Pippin stumble, but then you see his hair kind of appear stationary in the middle of the
Okay,
crowd.
I'm glad. I thought it
roaring
was gonna be like
and
the Lion
running.
King.
Yeah, you're
Mufasa.
also
Yeah.
trampled by the antelope.
As they're running and running. And eventually, Gray and Lonen, they catch up to you, and you're within the mob, and you're within the running, you're within the roaring.
Who's standing next to me? Just random people?
Random, you don't see Gray anymore. He's lost.
Can I
He's lost in the
So
crowd.
as I run, I'm like, what's up? Sorry, what's happening? And then
And everybody is
Try to
just
talk to the people.
running and chanting. And some people look at you, but they just smile and chant.
Can I?
And it's not like a malicious smile. It's just a smile.
they're just like,
Are they dressed funny?
They're dressed like anyone else you'd think could. Maybe a bit nicer. They look a little fancier than other
can I
folks
try
you're
to
used
run
seeing.
but like go to the side?
That's what I was gonna say too.
You have
Like by
roll
passing
a
through them?
strength. Roll an athletics check, both of you.
They're
Athletics?
Yeah.
12 or 11.
Okay.
24.
24. Gray, you are successfully able to. You're a big guy, and you're in armor, so you're able to like push your way. And people don't like the happy like looks of people when you were asking kind of go away. They're kind of like glaring at you and looking confused as you push away and you're off to the side. And Eerie, you don't see anyone anymore other than Pippin, who is.
I'm gonna, like,
Do I
stationary.
see
I'm gonna,
where
like-
they look like they're going?
They look like they're still running down the main thoroughfare.
I'm gonna like fetal position as everyone's running around me.
Yep, and you're not getting hit. Lonen, though, you were not able to push your way, and you're just swept away by the crowd.
So am I now? Like just like getting pushed.
You
up
keep
further?
running, and you, Pippin and Eerie, so you're gonna lay fetal position.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try and pull myself up. Is it like a tall building that I'm on?
It's like 3 stories tall, and you're in the window of the
You can
second
do it.
story right now.
Okay, I want to like basically try and jump from rooftop to rooftop, like running.
The street is very wide, so you're not
It's too wide of a jump.
you can't jump all the way across because it's like
Okay.
4 carts.
So-
Can you get on the roof of the building you're on?
Let's try and
Yep.
just get.
Okay,
on
roll
it.
another acrobatics check. 13. So as much as you struggle, it was hard for you even to get to this one. The stories are pretty tall. You're guessing because Dragonborn are a common race in this kind of area, so they have a bit taller buildings than others would be used to.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not quite able to reach that last window of the 3rd story.
Does it look like the crowd is dispersing and all, or just keeps coming?
They're
down?
still running. After about 20 minutes,
I guess I'm just watching. I
it
don't want to get
trails
swept away.
and ends.
I'm gonna climb down and go to
Yeah.
see Pippin.
And Pippin's still fetal
Yeah.
position.
I'm trying to walk back,
Are you okay, Pippin?
You're having
I
a hard
don't
time,
know.
but you. Yeah.
like along the edges.
Are you hurt?
Okay.
I think I'm okay. They kind of ran around me. I kind of got pushed over initially. Are you okay?
I think I'm okay.
Where's Lonen and
I
Gray?
have no idea.
That was terrifying.
What even was that?
Lonen.
What were they saying?
As soon as I okay, sorry, go.
Lonen. You were stuck in the rush. You were stuck in the mob.
Am I still
As
in
you're
there?
running and running. Eventually, a kind of sharper corner is turned, and you can see in front of you a tall, very classical-looking cathedral with large, beautiful stained glass windows and very Gothic-looking spires, kind of off in the distance in front of you. And as you run, you're kind of pretty close to the front of the mob still at this point. And after another few minutes, you reach the front, and you're right in front of this very tall, grand cathedral. And the crowd stops, and everybody sits, and you're the only one left standing around you.
I look around. What is it? What are they? Are they staring at me?
They're looking down.
Like, are they praying?
Can't tell. They're like sitting down, and people are some are on their knees, some are on their butts.
I'm gonna pop the flask that Pippin gave me. I'm gonna drink it, and then I'm gonna sit down.
Okay. Okay, so add the +1 to your armor for the next 10 minutes.
It
Okay.
tastes good.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like peppermint and chocolate.
Ooh.
So, and Lonan is silent once again around you. And if you look back, you see that kind of a wave of people sitting as they finally arrive in this area. So you hear footsteps once again. And you can look to your left and right, and you see everybody looking up and forward. And you see an older gentleman walking out of the front of this cathedral. He has graying hair, a very strong jaw, and a barrel chest. A very meticulously trimmed mustache and beard of gray. And he steps forward with what looks like some sort of prelate behind him in a classical, like a burlap brown robe. And as he walks up and he stops at the top of the steps. And with a loud, booming voice, you hear, "Citizens of Opaline and Von Drassel alike, you have completed the run of the Eternal Flame. We do this, as you know, to honor those who died in the Black Pox plague 5 generations past, and to honor the Aria of Saint Zlata, for whom saved this city and saved all of Kaderth from destruction, running from Hinlock to here 7 days without stop. You may all rise," and everybody stands around.
I'll stand, yeah.
Okay. Thank you all. Everybody disperses. Not like super fast, but everybody starts to go, and you guys can even hear it. The city sounds to start more alive again, as the sound of murmuring and talking and laughter.
So everyone's like laughing and like joking around.
Yeah, and it's like the quietness and the somber attitude is kind of gone in the instant. Gray, around this point, you are finally meeting up again with Yuri and Pippin.
Gray, where's Lonan?
I don't know.
What happened?
It was a crowd of people swept us up and
Oh my god.
pushed my way to the side and kind of got out of it.
This city is really weird.
Tell me about it. Who runs?
Running is the worst.
No.
I agree with that.
Well,
I guess, should we try to find them? Let's walk in the direction that they went.
might as well. Walk, not run.
Yeah,
you can
walk.
hear noise again and the sound of people once more.
Like cheering.
Yeah, more like less cheering and more just kind of like the constant noise of a city is starting to slowly
It
return.
didn't look like they were hurting you.
I got shoved at first, but I think I was just in their way, and then they parted around me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to walk back to where they were.
Okay. Are you just gonna push through the crowds of
Yeah, I
people?
was trying to like not push people over.
But like, yeah, okay,
I'll go
not
back,
aggressively.
yeah. Yep.
Okay, so as you guys walk up, it probably takes about another like 15 minutes for you guys to meet back in the center. It's been, this whole ordeal probably took around an hour of you watching and Pippin you on the ground. It felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
You guys meet back up in the middle.
Lonan.
Hey.
Are you okay?
And he's
Sorry.
kind of
What
just
happened?
one of others walking through the streets. You can see people opening doors and blowing back curtains, and you can hear the shouts of merchants who are selling their wares, and you can smell the like cooking of meats and chickens and vegetables.
What happened?
I'm not too sure. I think that they were following somebody, maybe a lord or something. I'm not too sure exactly.
They're following a lord?
Seemed like somebody stepping out of a church that was mentioned to something to them about the run. About I don't know if you could you guys hear it from here?
No.
No.
It was a run to celebrate the lost people from the plague, I believe.
Plague.
Celebrating the plague.
No, not celebrating.
Which plague?
I don't remember. I didn't write it down. I didn't.
That's up to you then.
Yep.
Do I remember any
These people
recent
celebrate
plagues?
a plague?
Roll
Would it be a
history.
warning of plague?
Oh, not good. And I'm so good at history. I rolled a 11.
No, you don't know of any Cadarthy plagues.
I have a +8. Damn it.
Rip.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
It seems strange that people would run screaming and celebrate a plague. A plague
Some sort
kills
of
millions.
strange ritual, I guess, that we're
Mhm.
probably not familiar with.
I mean, there are people around you at this point now as well. Like going up and down the roads. Are you guys in the middle? Are you guys up to the side?
I'm just in the middle.
Should we just keep going to the academy?
Should we ask somebody that's passing by?
Oh,
It's up to you. I mean, everything seems normal now.
I don't know how much I want to know, if I want to interact.
Great, would it?
I think that the less we talk to people with who here with us, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll just walk and talk now then. Gray, what was with the weird kid you seen?
Oh no.
I didn't see any kids with a rashy face.
Yeah, it was. Could I get like a realization of like?
If you think you know what happened, you do what you want.
I'm gonna go for it. I don't know what that means, but it's 15. But
Go with what you want. You'll be confident.
I just almost feel like maybe if this is some plague run, I don't know, maybe it was an anniversary of something and I just seen something?
I don't follow.
Maybe it was something
Oh.
spiritual.
I hope it's something, because the alternative is something I feel a little more sinister.
Well, everything can
Could
be
be that.
explained with reason.
Well,
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
let's get in and out of here as fast as we can, I think.
Yes, I don't think sticking around here is a good option.
Yeah.
We have no idea what could be here, especially with what Gray might be talking about as well too.
Yeah, maybe it was a
Alright.
victim.
Well, great. Point the way to the academy.
Well, I don't know the way of the academy.
I don't know how Lona doesn't know.
I got
He
us
said
here.
He saw them speak about it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, they
You
said
must
that
have been like zoned out.
they said the Ochre Academy is gonna be pretty big. Does any buildings like stand up or like noticeable?
Not from where you are. Most of the buildings look they look ornate and they look individual in their own way, but they all look very much like the same kind of like grayish white rock.
Do I see anybody around us that might be knowledgeable?
You see a lot of people around you. You see
Yeah,
a lot of
anyone with
merchants. You
big
see a lot of
brains.
people just passing.
Big brains.
What kind of person are you
Brains.
looking for?
Like a not elderly gentleman, but like somebody that's gonna be he's got his
Yeah,
priorities straight.
Scholarly.
Roll
Yeah.
a d20 for me.
Before he says anything to anybody,
That's an 11.
11?
I,
Okay.
I clue into the fact that he mentioned, I'm like rash, and then I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, they're not worshipping the plague. They were honoring those who have fallen to the plague, and I believe it could have something to do with the person you might have seen with the rash.
Are you saying there's someone infected with the plague in the city?
I don't know if they're infected, or maybe he's seen some sort of spirit that could be left around.
Maybe it was a vision.
I don't feel any more comforted by
Maybe
this.
it was a ghost.
But now, sorry, it was kind of a heat of the moment kind of situation. It was hard to absorb all the information that this man was speaking about. I was more concerned about what was happening than what was being said, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
But let's find out what we need to do. Hopefully we can find a
Yeah.
cart of some sort, and hopefully we can get in and get out as fast as we can. Cause
I want to go to the academy.
I do too.
So, Gray, you see a big variety of different people, but you see like an older looking dragonborn man, and you can tell that at one point their scales were green, but have kind of faded to a grayer color, and they look to be sitting on like the stoop of a store with a cart next to them.
I'm gonna go up to him and in Draconic, I'm just gonna be
Whoa,
like,
whoa,
good day, sir.
Hello there.
Good day.
And I'm gonna say,
Hello, young man. How are you doing?
oh, I'm doing fine today. I I'm just traveling, first time in the Opaline district here.
First time in the Opaline.
Yes.
And you came today.
I honestly didn't know the
During
occasion.
the run of the Eternal Flame.
I just found that out today.
Oh.
Oh wait, Eternal Flame, what's that?
Well, it's in honor of Saint Zlata. She saved the city. I'm
Saint
surprised
Salada?
you don't know, even though you were here
Saint
for the
Salada.
festival.
Saint
Did you
Salad.
hear Aurelian
Saint
speak?
Salami.
I did not.
Yeah, Thane Aurelian spoke at the festival,
Oh,
which was very empowering.
What was his name? Sorry.
You don't. Oh, you are asking me his
Yeah,
name? Oh, Thane Aurelian.
Thane Aurelia?
Aurelian. You can spell how you want, Aurelian.
Aurelian. Sound good?
Please don't talk over it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, what is this running like about?
Well, did you not hear the festival? Did you not hear him speak?
No,
Well, I'll
I'm
do
new
my
to this
best.
area.
Well,
This is the first time I've been to the city.
my grandfather's grandfather would tell him of the stories of the black pox, as it was a dreadful disease. As soon as you showed symptoms, you were already dead. Terrible thing.
Wow.
Mondrasa was just new then, less than 100 years since the founding of Kaderth itself. Nearly wiped us all out, and almost spread across the land.
Wow. How did it?
Luckily, a saint, a woman, she was a cleric at the
Mhm.
time, Zlata, heard news of the apocalypse coming near, and she left with haste, powered by divine might, and she ran for 7 days without stopping to Vondrassil, to the cathedral which was being erected, and she healed. She healed for another 3 days
Oh, wow.
before dying herself. She saved the city. She did a damn good job of it as well. We honor her every year. It's the anniversary.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that knowledge with
Of
me.
course.
And it's a blessing that we visited on this day
I'm
to
glad you were
share
able.
in this.
It's one of our greatest festivals, especially here in Opaline.
Other events or gatherings during this?
Now,
town?
people have their own feasts.
Mm.
It makes us remember how lucky we are to be alive and
Good.
to have our freedom, to be our merchant selves.
Good.
Our freedom from under the boot of the princedoms.
Mm. Oh yes. Well, back. Just curious. We did come here searching for the
Ochre Academy.
Ochre Academy, and I was just looking to find out if you could point me in the direction.
If you head towards the knoll, it's right on the way. It's a very large, colorful brownstone. It looks quite
Is-
out of place here.
Is that towards the docks?
No, you want to go north.
North.
Have you not seen the knoll? Normally
I've
you
seen
can see
the
it while
big
crossing.
wall.
That's the knoll.
That's the knoll.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So
Well, what's your name there?
my name is
son?
Gray.
Gray. I'm Hill.
Hill. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Hold
And
on.
then I'll walk towards everybody.
And you guys have just heard Gray and this guy talking in this very like harsh, like hissing language.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
Is
oh,
it
like
sexy?
Gray is talking in tongue.
Was it like a sexy hissing?
Yeah, you like a little tune
A
on him.
sexy
Just a little
hissing
bit.
sound.
Like Slither?
Yeah, like-
like no, not Slither. Was that Parcel Town?
You find parcel tongue stick.
Weirdo.
I mean, if that's what does it for you, like.
Yeah.
I'll just
Rachel talk parcel tongue to me.
from the bed. But I'll just tell them what I found out. I'll tell them about the pox. I'll tell them about the crowd.
Oh, no, you tell him in person.
I tell y'all. And this is going draconic.
Oh, he starts talking in Detronic.
Before Gray starts the stream, he rolls the dice, and that's his voice for the day.
I'll tell
Yeah.
ya.
Just
So-
thinking
And he's
I
like,
could.
I am great.
Hey, how you doing there? Canadian Gray again.
Okay.
You don't know my background, right?
Yeah.
Gray, where's the academy, please?
You're dying over
I've
here.
been traveling across the whole continent to get here.
Well, let me tell you a story first, and I'm walking north.
Oh
Okay.
god.
But
He's like, you're walking and talking. He's looking
Okay.
at you.
I'm gonna tell you about the run we just went through, and apparently it's a yearly tradition and kind of like a worship to the saint
I'm just like, I'm not
Isilia.
listening.
Yep.
Saint Asilia?
Yeah, Isilia.
I thought it was salami.
It's not salami. That was just
Say
draconic.
Save
That's
salami.
crazy. And then, yeah, we're just going this way. That's where the academy is.
Thanks.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk
Rob,
faster.
I appreciate all your hard work.
I put so much.
Robert's like, I have a really complex lore. Saint salami.
Rob's like, I haven't slept for 4
Yeah.
days. We're like, salami.
Great.
Still good.
Rena's seeing like little things like in the room right
There's just a
You
kid
guys
in
don't
the
see that
corner
kid
the
out
whole
there?
time.
now. Yeah, I was like, what is that?
Alright, great.
Okay.
Let's move quicker.
God.
Take
So-
your time.
Lonan, when he mentions Thane Aurelian, I'm gonna have you roll a history check for me.
Alright.
Roll with advantage.
Oh, and not 20 anyways.
Okay.
Oh!
So, as soon as you hear it, you get a chill down your spine. And you recognize that the man that was speaking to you was Thane Aurelian Drusili, the head of the Drusili family,
Ooh.
and the leader of Von Drassel.
Oh, the leader of the whole city?
Wow.
That was Thane Aurelian?
Fame.
Thane. Wow.
That was the head of the entire city. Thane.
The what?
Thane Drusili?
Thane Aurelian Drusili.
Thane Aurelian
Aurelian.
Drusili.
Aurelian, yes.
Aurelian.
A-U-R-A-L-I-O-N.
Oh, that's
Aurelian.
Head of all of Vendrasa.
Wow.
Yes, I'm not too
He's
sure.
one of the Bonds families, I think, right?
I believe
Yes.
that's
You would know yes.
Yes.
That's quite important. Wow.
He might know who you are.
Yeah. If you were in front, wow.
Would I assume that he would know who I am though? Like I don't know if he
Well,
would.
I mean,
You would know.
Like,
the
I've
reason,
heard-
the,
is it one of
reason, the reason you recognize him and it finally clicked who he was is because you've served him before.
I was gonna say, if you make me so like I've served
He has
him.
been to New Dahlia.
Yeah. Okay. So
To
he's
the
been
mansion.
there. Yeah. So he's been to the mansion.
How'd you serve him?
Yeah. You
I
know,
bet he
that's
smiled
all I
at
do.
you.
Probably lobster.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
nicely. You served him nicely.
yeah.
Professionally.
A,
Well,
lobster,
you didn't
a, lobster,
put-
a nice lobster bisque.
You didn't
Yeah.
poison him too, did you?
Hopefully. Well, he's there still, right?
I
How
guess.
loudly did Pippin say that?
Tiffin didn't say that.
Then don't say things like Pippin
Okay.
say.
Okay, where's this academy, Gray?
North.
We're... Okay.
Yonder.
What does it look like?
I don't know. He never said.
He didn't say.
He said go north.
Oh!
Follow the.
Is there any
wall,
standout
no.
building in
If
front
only
of
I
us?
understood what that man was saying, I could tell you what the building looks like.
Everybody roll perception. This is after an hour of walking.
16.
17.
7.
Gray just doesn't even know what's happening. Gray's having a freaking stroke.
Are we going south?
It literally said what the building looks like, but none of us understood
I'm
the
never
language
gonna
but
get
you.
there.
Okay, luckily a 16 and a 17 are high enough
Yeah.
to realize that the buildings, as much as they're ornate and different and have different shapes, the architecture is all very similar between them. But eventually you guys see a building that maybe is like half a story taller, which is kind of weird already, than the rest of the buildings. That is like a vibrant, like a deep, like kind of like muddy color.
Let's try that one.
Yeah, I told you I knew where it was.
And Pippin's just like really like.
What is
I
that?
have
I
no
don't know
idea.
what emotion is that.
Like he's giddy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I guess. Can we all
This
just, can we all
seems
just do
giddy.
that really quick?
Everyone, Travis.
Sorry.
I helped.
But yes, so it's a little bit far. It's not far down because you guys are on another main road. Eventually, you come across it, and you see a very standoutish building of this weird color. I'm going to describe it to you guys as like a New York brownstone, very tall, a bit thinner, but very deep down past the other buildings with like small alleyways and small wrought iron fences beside them. It doesn't have a traditional garden on the top like most of the other things that you do, but there are some small trees growing in front. Not very much.
Is
in
there anyone
terms-
standing outside?
No, you don't see anyone outside. when you're looking. But you do see a small like candlelit area. You can see like in the front windows that there's some sort of light in there.
Is there like a door knocker on the door?
The doors have like normal. They're kind of strange for you, but they're kind of just like handles. But there is some big ornate door knockers that are like a deep golden, and you might think they might be even be real when you go up to them. And they're in the shape of a dragon's mouth, of a dragon, and the loop is its tail wrapping into its mouth.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna run up
Okay.
and I'm gonna hit the doctor.
Ding, ding.
Are you doing both?
Yeah.
And the door will fly open inwards.
Yeah.
And you'll see a tall, a very ornate, very gorgeous, very like opalescent, pink flamingo Aarakocra.
Like
Oh, what?
a flamingo woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
a flamingo bird woman,
Okay.
ripping the doors open and storming out. This is bullshit, complete bullshit, and storms out and slams the door behind her.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you go to school here?
I do not go to school.
like
They
to
will not
talk
let
to
me
the-
in.
Oh.
They are absurd. They do not understand anything. This is bullshit.
Okay.
And
So-
she'll sit down on the steps.
I'm gonna walk in. Sorry.
So I'll follow right behind.
Okay, what is you guys walk past
I'll
her?
just say what happened.
We'll do that first, and we'll jump to you
Okay.
guys. They won't let me in. They won't let me enroll. I just want to get into this school. They do not respect me as a wizard.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
It's because I'm not from here. I did not study at the Ochre Academy. It does not matter to them if I studied in my home country. It does not matter to them. I have to study here for years before I can be a true wizard. That bullshit.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
I never went to school.
And with that, we'll transition inside.
I have a pet. I have a pet dog.
I never went to school.
So as you enter in, you will see a gentleman sitting at the sorry, you'll see a gentleman sitting at a kind of like a long ornate desk with a big wall of books behind him and a staircase off to the right that's kind of blocked off with like a velvet rope. And you kind of like sitting away. There's a couple like little stairs, and the gentleman has a kind of like a head wrap, like almost like a turban-like ochre scarf around his head.
I'm like all excited. Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing? Welcome to the Ochre Academy.
I'm so excited. Hi. I'm Pippin G. Fost. I'm here to talk to whoever's in charge.
Oh, that would be me. Lucky you.
You're in
Hi.
charge of the Ochre Academy?
I am Torin Ash.
Torin Ash, nice to meet you. And I'll hold up my hand to shake his hand.
He will shake your hand, and he's just a typical looking human with like a lighter, like almost like a if it was our world, it would be like an Eastern, like skin tone.
Pippin has been dying to be here. And he's
Yeah.
so excited to be here.
Oh,
Hi.
well,
My
You're
name
in
is-
charge of the whole school? I expected it to be bigger, honestly.
I am-
guess
oh,
maybe is
well,
there
it
some sort
goes-
of dimensional effect?
no, well, it goes much deeper, and we have other areas, but
Cool.
only students can see those. This is as far as you'll get for now.
Could I have access to your libraries?
Well, I'm not sure about you, but
Nolan Whitefang. Nice to
Nolan
meet you.
Whitefang. That's an Ochre Academy scarf you're wearing, is it not?
You're wearing an Ochre Academy scarf?
Yes. Oh crap! I forgot I copied the guy's.
So
Yes. No.
you've been to the Ochre Academy.
No, I don't think he has been.
Plenty.
I think it might just look really similar.
No, that's the exact shade. We have it trademarked. No one wears
No,
it
Pippin,
but
remember
us.
the
It's an
one
agreement in the
moment-
city.
The one time that I did come here a while back, I believe.
Yeah!
Both of you roll deception.
Oh
No! Terrible. Terrible.
Oh my.
7.
You're up to 7.
Combined, that's 14?
Yeah, we both like.
Averaged out, it's.
I'm like, you fill in like the next link. We were at.
Is this some sort of joke?
No, I'm sorry. I think that he he has a magical outfit, and it's called a.
How did you get in here? How did you get to? Did you come down from Opaline? They would not allow you in here. It's a rule of the city.
What do you mean?
It's an agreement we have.
What
No one
agreement?
wears the scarves but us.
Oh,
It's an identifier
let
for
me-
wizards.
Let me explain. His outfit just magically can change what it looks like.
That doesn't change anything here. I can change magically as well, and it'll snap. And it'll become like a pink suit. I can do it as well. It doesn't matter.
I like that better,
So
actually.
you like it better?
It's really nice. That's pretty cool
Well, it
magic.
doesn't matter the disrespect he's showing me right now. How dare you come in here and pretend to be an Ochre Academy wizard and lie about it to boot? At least you can feign ignorance.
Why don't you go wait outside, Lonan?
Perhaps I should. I'm so sorry.
Sorry about my friend.
And I'll walk away.
As you walk out the door, you hear, "I didn't go to school." The door closes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry
This
about
is
that.
not a very good first
Sorry
impression if you
about
would
that,
like to
Mr.
enroll.
Ash. No, I don't want to enroll. I just want to have access to your library and
That's
research.
not how it works.
But I came all the way here.
Then you can enroll. 2 years.
2 years of what?
2 years of study.
Before I can enroll?
Before you have it as a little bit of access.
I don't have time for that.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have time for the disrespect you're showing me here. I have actual students that I can go teaching.
No, you don't understand. I've come all the way from Yarhim.
Yes, then you can study. I have plenty. That woman that just left here came all the way from the Beastlands, and she didn't get in the way she wanted either.
No, I
2
need-
years of study.
I need to get in though. It's really important.
2 years of study.
Is there
Would
some
you
sort
like to
of
be a pupil?
is there some sort of exception that can be made?
Not
My
unless
dad's
you're.
a really famous artificer.
Well, is he a wizard? Does he me? Are you my son?
No.
Because even he would not be able to get in here without the 2 years of study.
So I can't get in?
No. If you would like to come back and apologize,
I'm sorry.
I might consider an enrollment.
I'm sorry. I don't have 2 years, Mr. Ash. I've been working really hard, and I traveled all the way across this ridiculous country to reach this spot. And I need to get into those libraries.
Then you can wait the 2 years and become an apprentice wizard like the rest.
Pippin is going to turn around and walk out.
Actually, roll persuasion first.
Natural 1.
Oh.
Same thing, nothing changed.
Okay, Pippin turns around and walks out.
Is Pippin crying when he walks out?
Pippin
Ask Pippin.
walks out.
No, I'm not gonna ask him if he's crying. I mean, does he look like he's crying when he's walking out?
I'm like stone faced.
Is he sad?
You can roll or
Roll insight.
yeah.
Oh,
15.
15. Pippin
So
is...
you can see
Is he like
I'm
devastated?
like trying to like hold my face really firm, but like my eyes are like glossy.
Yeah, it's like a film of like tears probably over
Yeah,
its eyes.
and I walk out and I don't stop at the group. I just keep walking down
Yeah.
the street.
Cannot believe this disaster of a school. How dare they disrespect me like this?
I'm
And I'm walking away.
as I see Pippin leave, and he's super sad, and he's like, it breaks my heart to see him like this, and I kick the door open into the Orc Academy, and I storm at the table, and I slam my hand on the table, and I'm like, "Good sir, of course you can tell my friend has traveled across the globe in order to be here, and you're going to reject him at such. What does he need to do to get in here? I'm so confused."
Excuse me, did you just kick my door down?
And I did, yeah.
Across the country, that woman who just left, Lomenio, whatever her name is, she actually traveled cross continent.
And who
she
are you-
crossed the whole Beastlands and the ocean to get here.
And-
This guy crossed a continent. He walked for a couple months. He did not train. He did not deserve this. You have disrespected me enough. Get out to call the guard.
And who are you to say who can and cannot stay?
I am the head of the Ochre Academy. I am Taryn Ash. I am the master conjurer here, and the guard will be here any moment now.
do I hear all this?
Yes, it's like
Okay.
yelling. It's like loud.
I'm gonna like scurry away after Pippin.
I'm just gonna
No.
be like, hey, Nolan, we should leave.
I just stand there and is the guard approaching me?
There's no guard yet, but Taryn, reaches out a hand and slams the door shut from where he's standing, like magically. The door slams shut.
I'm stuck inside? What?
You idiot.
Well, you see, I'm just concerned about my friend not making it inside.
Concerned about my son? I'm concerned about my school. You've shown me enough disrespect. I can tell that you would, what? Probably break in here and try to steal the information you're looking for? I don't even know what you want. The information, access to the library? For all I know, you want to create a bomb. For all you know, you want to create a plague. For all I know, you want to kill all of Kadareth and destroy this wonderful place that these people have built.
You have quite a lot of conspiracies for sitting behind a desk and denying people access to the books that are behind you.
Don't worry. Talia will be here soon.
Can I
Talia.
talk through a magic door?
Oh shit!
You guys can't hear anything.
Oh, I can't. Okay.
Okay?
Wait, who's Talia?
So while this is
Pippin
happening-
keeps Pippin is speed walking down the street, with his head down.
Eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Pippin is speed walking ahead, and even with Pippin is moving pretty fast, and he got a little bit of a head start, and he passes a street. And as you turn, and as he passes the street, you see a group of 3 in armor in the familiar blue and pink of the Acquisition turn, headed by a very tall, confident-looking woman with a longer face. Roll a quick perception check.
19.
Features almost reminiscent of Lonen's, but not quite as lupine,
Okay.
and more lapine.
Okay.
Walking towards you there.
Yeah. Hi.
Are you? Come with me.
Why?
You're leaving the Ochre Academy, I see. You're part of the problem.
I'm just
Follow.
trying to speak with my friend.
Now.
And I'm going to take my vial out of my pocket.
Oh, what are you doing
And
that?
then run.
Okay.
Swiftness one.
Roll acrobatics.
With advantage? Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, roll with advantage because you took the potion first. That's a good little fun thing.
Okay, so 18.
18. So you manage to slip past, and she reaches out. She almost grabs you,
Yeah.
despite, and you know you're very agile, and even more
And
agile now.
yeah.
She reaches out and almost grabs you, but you manage to slip by and start dashing
Okay.
towards Pippin, which you have actually lost sight of at this point.
Okay.
And she's like, and you hear from behind you, leave her. The rest are at the academy.
Okay. I hear her say that.
Yes.
Okay.
As they walk, in Gray, you see the group of 3 walking up.
I'm trying to comfort the
Romedia, and she,
flamingo.
and at this point, she's more angry, and she's starting to cry a little bit.
I'm just it's okay. You can get in next year.
Thank you, you kind sir. You're so good to me. I don't even know your name yet.
Oh, my name is Grit.
Thank you so much. I am Romedia. Thank you so much.
Oh, you traveled such a long way. Your
Yeah.
story is
She's like-
touching.
You 2.
Oh, hello?
What are you doing here? Are you the reason the doors that I was called?
She got rejected.
Well, come with me inside. We will speak to Taryn.
Okay.
Torn.
There.
And we'll open the door.
And I'm on the other side.
In Gray. No, Lonan.
My back
You will
is
see this tall silhouette.
My back's to the door at first, and then I turn around and I see this.
Yeah, and this tall silhouette. My. Lonan Bluebane.
Do I recognize who this is?
That's where we're going to end the session today.
Oh my god, Travis.
She knows who you are.
Why did you go back in?
Shit.
I think it was in character. I'm not gonna lie, it was very in character
It
for
was
Lonan to do it.
nice. You were helping your friend.
I was.
I think everything you guys. I wanted, honestly, you guys had some incredible role playing today. I am so proud of each and every one of you guys. That was an
Oh
incredible
my God.
session.
I never went to school.
Incredible.
Good
He's a
old
temple
slum.
monk, not a school.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Great episode.
Thank you guys so much.
That was good.
Sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but we will not be having a session next Friday. We are going to be picking up again, I believe it's the 6th of December, that following
Exactly.
Friday. We're going to be taking a week off to recuperate, to plan. We have a couple things going on. So thank you guys all for tuning in. It was honestly a great session of All Fun and Dice.
So good.
And I'm excited to see you guys all next time.
Stick
Yeah.
around.
Stick around.
Stick
everybody.
around. 2 weeks.
The episode should be uploaded probably later on tomorrow, I would assume. So, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning as well too. So, really good episode. This is like really fun.
Yeah. I'm having lots of
Goddamn
fun.
Ochre
Amazing.
Academy.
Alright,
my
guys.
God. Alright, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Our
Have a
plan
Bye,
good
guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.